All right, this update is brought to you by Lowe's. Couple of game fours today. Phillies beat the Dodgers last night 8-2. So they forced a game four today at Dodger Stadium. 3:08 first pitch there. Dodgers looking to finish off the Phillies. Phillies looking to force a game five back in Philadelphia. Same situation with the Brewers and the Cubs. Game four, that series tonight. 6:08 first pitch. Cubs looking to force a game five back in Milwaukee. Brewers looking to finish off the Cubs and head on to the NLCS. And tonight, Thursday night football, we have the Eagles and the Giants, 5:15 kickoff time there. Lowe's knows Sunday hits different when you earn them. So we're helping you with deals on top brands like Scott's Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour one of John and Jim. We are back. We'll be with you until 6 p.m. Good show lined up. We've got Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver. Football night in San Diego. He'll join us at 4 p.m. Chris Hodge, free picks for our listeners as usual on Thursdays. He'll be back at 4:30. And then Darnay Tripp will join us coming up from NBC7 at 5:30. A couple of indications here about what the Padres are going to do in 2026. All right. Is the writing on the wall here, Jim? And the reason I say that is they've signed a Korean pitcher. And in their release, it says that AJ Preller made the signing.
Wait, what?
So they signed an 18-year-old from Korea, according to, and it was, per the signing, whatever, AJ Preller announced. And then also Kevin Acee has tripled down on the potential return of AJ Preller. He wrote this today in the UT. By all accounts, the intention is that President of Baseball Operations AJ Preller and Mike Schill will remain. So Preller's out there signing dudes like it's business as usual. They don't even need a postseason media scrum. He's just signing dudes from Korea. Kevin Acee's writing that all indications are AJ Preller and Mike Schill will be back. So is it just business as usual? Is Preller back without anything changing, without speaking with the media? It's just business as usual right now?
Give me your breakdown of Lon Hong Soo.
Throws hard. He throws very hard.
How many pitches does he have? 4-pitch mix, 3-pitch, 2-pitch pitcher?
No, more than that. He throws 100 pitches.
100 pitches?
He throws 100 different pitches.
How fast does he throw?
120.
120?
He throws 120 with a 100-pitch mix.
Wow.
So it's a big signing. I think he's their number 2.
He was part of the Chinese Taipei 18 and under national team. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did because I read the release. But the key is 18 and under, which means he has to be 18 or under, which means you won't see him ever.
So, right. But one of the first thoughts I thought of, and I probably shouldn't have been the first thought, because when the Padres make a signing like this, I feel like the first thought should be, wait a second. So Preller's back. They haven't spoke to the media. What's going on? What's happening here? But my first thought, John, was this who he was on the phone with? Or at least was this why he was on the phone? Just aimlessly walking around Wrigley Field after losing game 3 of the wild card series? Was this why he was on the phone after that series?
He definitely was not talking to Lon Hong Soo.
No, I don't think he was.
Been his representation.
No. Or someone else.
He was speaking with Lon Hong Soo.
Right. I don't think he's like, hey, Lon, bro, we just lost.
Let me break out my dictionary.
We need some help. We need some help in our rotation.
My guess is
12 years.
I don't know if he was speaking in, Korean. So I'm thinking he wasn't speaking with Lon Hong
Soo
at Wrigley Field. Lon Hong Soo.
That was my thing. I mean, did he learn a new language to maybe try to speak to him?
My thing is, how do you send out a release Thursday, October 9th that says they've agreed to terms with Lon Hong Soo, according to President of Baseball Operations and GM AJ Preller?
How do you do that?
They
do it.
But that means Preller's back.
It does.
Because you don't start an offseason by making a signing and then 3 weeks later change your general manager.
Business as usual.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me, and it confirms what Kevin Acee has been reporting. So I don't know what we're waiting to hear. I don't know why we haven't yet heard from the Padres, because they're beginning their offseason clearly. They're making signings.
I mean,
and we're still waiting to hear from the Padres officially.
Was Preller and his lieutenants, as Kevin Acee calls them, like, hey guys, we can't speak to the media until we get this Longhorn Sue deal done. Like, this is our top priority right now. We cannot speak to the fan base. We can't answer questions to the media. We can't do any of that until we sign Longhorn Sue. Was that what was said in this organization last week?
I don't think so, because they signed him and they still haven't sent out anything that says media availability for AJ Preller.
I said at the start of the week, not going to worry about it. I'm not. But if we get to Thursday and it's radio silence, and I still consider this radio silence, even though they signed somebody and sent out a press release today, I still consider it radio silence, because it's like they're just glossing over the biggest question right now with this organization, which is the future of AJ Preller.
Is it a question?
How is it not when you have 1 year left on your deal?
Because he has 1 year left on his deal, I guess.
I mean, come on.
He's not entering an offseason in which he's a free agent.
Correct. But we all know that you don't go into lame duck seasons, especially coming off of 2 90-win years, back-to-back postseason trips, the change in the organization, the things that we've heard, what's going on behind closed doors, the tension between Preller and Grupner at times. Come on, we know you don't buy. That's a question, dude.
You don't buy the reporting of Kevin that says, excuse me, that multiple sources have said Schultz's spot is guaranteed, and some of those same sources said they expect an extension for AJ Preller to be announced this month.
I believe Kevin, but like I said, I'll believe it when I see it.
So then maybe he won't speak until the extension is done.
Maybe.
Because maybe if he speaks next week and they say, hey, what's the status of your employment moving forward? I don't know. I'm signed through 2026. Have you had discussions about an extension? I haven't as of yet. That opens up that can of worms. You wait for him to speak until his future is more certain, until that contract is signed long term.
Yeah. And look, I see people in the chat like Chris, like I'm not upset that AJ is not speaking. I just am asking a legitimate question. Like, it's kind of protocol, right? Speak. Is it not? I mean, the Red Sox have already done it. Guardians already done it.
Right.
Reds, like, I don't know if the Reds have done it actually, but still, it's a question worth asking. You know, I already know there's going to be zero truth to any of these post-game or after season press conferences. I've already accepted that. And I think a lot of people have accepted that. And honestly, what are they going to say? Right? Like, what are they going to say that we haven't already talked about? Like, oh, we need to be better. Like, oh, no, yes. Like, duh. Right. But, you know, when you have a big question surrounding this organization and franchise, like the one that is regarding AJ Preller, even though he won't answer anything about that, you still have to ask the question. And so when you ask the question, like, hey, AJ, have you talked to John about the future of yourself in this organization? And you're probably right, honestly. They're probably waiting to get an extension done before they speak, because they know if they speak now,
that'll be the number one question.
That will be. And then they're going to wait until an extension's done so they can talk to the media with the extension in the back pocket. So that question revolving AJ's future isn't the number one topic.
I mean, I get it. Like, I get the question marks about AJ's future, because yes, most general managers in the history of the sport that don't make a World Series in 10 plus years would be susceptible to a potential change. And Peter Seidler's no longer running the organization, and John Seidler is. But the more we get reserved, the more we step back from the season, the more I'm confident that AJ Preller, like, what other choice do they really have? It would be a very bold move. To your point, we talked about earlier in the week. I mean, if there's some grand plan that we haven't necessarily seen, if Theo Epstein is out there, if Bruce Bochy is out there, but barring that, which seems very unlikely, it seems more likely than not that you would continue down the path with AJ Preller. And then you see a release like, well, they signed someone according to AJ Preller, and Kevin Acee say, well, an extension is expected according to sources later this month. It's like, is it even a story? And we've made a story. So, and we have a radio show to do for 4 hours, but is it even,
yes,
I mean,
we do.
Is there any real doubt at this point, a week removed from the season? Is there real doubt as to whether AJ Preller will be here in 2026?
I'm not going to say that there's no doubt, because I do think there's if there's a possibility, it's a slight possibility maybe.
Right.
But I don't think it's a 100% slam dunk, like he's returning no matter what.
Right.
I think there's things that have to be worked out. I think there's obviously an extension that has to be worked out with him. So with that being said, I don't think it's a slam dunk, but I do think, give me like, hey, Jim, what percentage would you give AJ Preller returning at this point in time?
90?
Yeah, I'd give him 90, 95%.
Yeah, I agree. And you're right. It's not certain. He's not under contract beyond 2026. It's professional sports. Things change. But when I see a release about a player signed, and when I read the article that Kevin wrote, which was a lengthy piece today, talking about Mike Schilt and AJ Preller's future, I'm just going down a path where it seems like this is what's going to happen. Now, everyone wants everything yesterday. Everyone wants to know the big free agents they're going to sign. No, but I mean, people want the Padres to speak. Right. I do too. I wanted them to speak on Monday, and I want to know how much money they'll have to spend in 2026. But the truth is, it could take time. They could have a week. Nothing's really going to change.
Well, as John Seidler put in his end of the year letter to the fans, they're going to do a thorough review.
Right. So that might take time.
How long does a thorough review take?
Apparently 7+ days, because their season ended 7 days ago today.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking, like, how long would a thorough review take?
Maybe this month.
If you were to do a thorough review, how long do you think you would need to complete said thorough review?
I mean, he runs a big organization. Weeks.
It's a long time.
Maybe longer. Maybe the month of October.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. I mean, you have to have it done by the time you have the GM meetings, which are 3 weeks away.
Correct.
4 weeks away. You have to have it done by the winter meetings, which are 2 months away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything will be resolved in October.
It'll be resolved.
I mean, truthfully, I wonder if it's already been resolved.
Probably.
I mean, there may even be an agreement in principle. Maybe these conversations have happened this week.
Yeah, because to be honest, if you're about to can somebody,
why wouldn't you just do it?
And why is he allowed to continue to make moves?
That's what I'm saying.
Like if I'm going to fire some dude, like I'm not letting him touch this franchise again. Like we're not, no more moves, no more nothing. Not like we're done.
We got this.
We're done here. We're done. And he's still making moves. He's signing a pitcher, which it's classic AJ Preller, like as classic AJ Preller as it gets. Out of nowhere on a random Thursday after your season ends.
Right.
Press release comes out. They signed some 18-year-old pitcher from Taiwan.
Right. I mean, okay. 60 days ago, he traded the top prospect in the organization.
Well, maybe he just signed the new top prospect in the organization.
Probably
in the future.
Not. But I mean, they did give him the keys to the organization as recently as August 1st. If they take them away, that's going to be a big U-turn from a front office perspective, because you allowed him to make sizable moves.
I think because the season ended a week ago, right? If you're going to make a move, you needed to have made it like the day after.
Right. Exactly.
So you can get going on the search
the next one.
For the next general manager, president of baseball operations, for them to get ready for the GM meetings and the winter meetings and roster construction and get his, scouts in here and structure his, lieutenants, as AC loves to call them. It would have needed to happen because it takes a long time. If they ended up going through contract negotiations, which either they're doing that right now, or like you said, it's already done. They just need to sign on the dotted line, right? That to me is like you're basically committing, organizational suicide for the 2026 season if you continue to wait this thing out. Like if we get to the end of October, right, and all of a sudden it's like, Padres just released AJ Preller, or they parted ways.
They'd be like, "What did you do over the last month?"
Like that.
Through a review,
you're now a month behind everybody, even though there will be two teams playing in the World Series. But those teams aren't getting rid of their general managers in front offices. You will have, effectively cut off your own legs heading into the 2026 season. I feel like because that would be waiting way too long.
That's why I'm with you where I think it's very unlikely, not impossible, but I think it's unlikely the Padres move on from AJ Preller. On the other side, we have breaking NBA news. LeBron James will miss the start of the regular season. How long will he be out? Plus, Jim goes viral again on social media. Jim goes viral on social media. We'll explain coming up later this hour. Stay with us, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, listen, for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to Hallow Scream, not a pair. A 4-pack of tickets to Hallow Scream, SeaWorld San Diego. This year, new horrors awaken, 5 haunted houses, 8 terrifying scare zones, hidden speakeasies, and the shrills of coasters after dark. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, now through November 2nd. Halloween fun for the whole family for a limited time. Kids go free with a paid adult ticket. Visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com for more. We can get back to the Padres, but just briefly, LeBron James has an injury that will keep him out for 3 to 4 weeks. It is a sciatica injury. Did you know how to say that? Sciatica.
Yeah, sciatica.
He's got a sciatica that is bothering him on his right side.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
I've heard it before. It's not great, but it's not like some type of like off. It's basically what you get when you're old. Like it's basically how you get sciatica.
Pain affecting the back, hip, and outer side of the leg.
Yeah.
Okay. Often due to degeneration.
Yeah. So when you're old, it's like, hey, I got some sciatica.
3 to 4 weeks takes you 2 weeks into the season because the regular season starts in under 2 weeks for the Lakers.
He'll miss opening night. They play the Warriors. So that's good
Advantage
news.
LA.
And probably, honestly.
Where's that game? Golden State or LA?
Probably LA. I don't actually really know. But yeah, Luka will probably score 50. It's fine.
Games in LA.
Yeah.
So he'll miss a handful of games to start the year. I mean, the one thing that he has been able to avoid by and large, 23 seasons into his NBA career, he plays. He's out there. There's been minute restrictions from LeBron
He's under an
James.
inning limit.
But he plays. I mean, he does post. Yeah. So starting the year unavailable, maybe not ideal for the Lakers, but they do have skinny Luka.
They do have skinny Luka, and that's why they have skinny Luka. And honestly, at LeBron's age, it's like, hey, can you give us 50 games tops and then be ready and healthy and for the postseason? Like that's what LeBron's at right now. There's no way.
What did he play last year? Do you think games?
60 something?
Yeah, 70.
Wow.
He's running circles around Steph. Like the year before 71.
Okay.
I mean, he's one of those guys. So I'm with you. Like with Darvish, we're like, just be available and healthy. With LeBron, he plays 70 plus games every year. 22 years in, he's played 70.
But Darvish's arm is a noodle.
True. And LeBron's body is probably breaking down.
Well, it's breaking down, yes. But it's also a body that has gotten him through 22 NBA seasons now without a single catastrophic major injury.
Guy averaged 25, 8, and 8 last year.
Yeah, he's good. He's a pretty good player.
In his 22nd season.
He's pretty good.
So it'd be a loss anyway if he misses significant time. All right, you want to get back to this Padres article that Kevin Acee wrote about their direction, their payroll, Darvish, free agency, lack of slug.
Yeah, because there's one particular part in the article that's interesting. That when I read it today before the show, I was like, "Wait, what?" Like that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Kevin Acee wrote. By all accounts, the intention is that President of Baseball Operations AJ Preller and Schilt will remain. Preller has 1 year remaining on his contract, and Schilt has 2. Multiple sources have said Schilt's spot is virtually guaranteed and that Preller's long-term employment with the Padres is practically assured. Some of those same sources said they expect an extension for Preller to be announced this month. Here's the part where I kind of raised my eyes a little bit. However, those people have cautioned that the parties still have to discuss the terms and parameters of an extension and, importantly, what is expected in the terms of day-to-day operations going forward. What?
So maybe hire a GM?
That's been a question that's been out there for 5 years.
A lot of organizations have it in place. The vice president of baseball operations and a GM, a number of them.
And that was a question that we talked a lot about after the 2021 season. Like, hey, dude, just like you need to hire a GM because this ain't working.
Right.
And then guess what happened? 3 of the next 4 years postseason.
Yep. Actually elevated him at some point, right?
Yeah. And if you want to get really technical here, which I'm surprised the Padres haven't done, 4 straight winning seasons for the Padres. They actually had a winning. They actually had a winning season in 2023, even though it was a disaster. So 4 straight winning seasons after the collapse of 2021.
Yeah.
And now that GM conversation is back on the table after he's had this most successful run in regular season Padres history.
I think it's to his benefit. I would think it's to his benefit. I think the organizations that have their ducks in a row have multiple people making those high level decisions. As in, you got the day-to-day GM who's then reporting to AJ Preller. It frees up Preller to probably be who he wants to be. You can go scout Taiwan, dude. We got the move. If we got to put Sheets on the IL, I got it.
Can Preller delegate and say, hey, I'm going to go scout these 16-year-old kids in Iowa this weekend. Yeah, you can make these transactions if you want.
He's already been scouting the 16-year-olds.
Yeah, but he's also doing the transactions.
Yeah,
and
but
the day-to-days.
I would guess that someone's doing, like, I'm guessing when Gavin Sheets goes on the IL, they've got it basically covered.
Well, I mean, he's got Josh Stein. He's got other people that are in his circle there. You know, they have guys that probably are acting in GM roles, but they're not holding titles of general manager.
See, I would go outside to fill underneath AJ.
But that's not happening.
As opposed to just take someone that's the AGM and make him the GM. That's just self-fulfilling. That's just the same thing you've already been doing. I mean, nothing changes if you change someone's title.
I feel like a little bit of deja vu happening right now.
Why is that?
Because this is the exact conversation we had.
Like 2021.
2021.
The difference is they're having success.
That's the difference. And I that's why I kind of feel like the conversation, like, why does there need to be one?
Well, the point I would make is it benefits AJ Preller. If you bring in an additional high-level executive to benefit your organization in whatever capacity, scouting, day-to-day, finance, baseball acumen, whatever it is, that's a credit to the organization. Are they willing to go spend the money? I don't know what Preller makes right now. But if you're going to go hire a GM, that's not going to come cheap. Because you have a vice president of baseball operations in Preller. Are you willing to commit more resources to baseball operations to take something off his plate? Is it beneficial?
No, let me ask. If they hired a general manager, does that change the fact the team can't hit?
No, it doesn't. It does not.
You know, like,
it does not.
Like, we've praised Preller, and he has deserved praise 3 of the last 4 years.
You're right.
For everything that he has done, the amount of trades, the offseason savvy moves to put this team into position. And at the end of the day, what have we always said? When they make the postseason, the GM's job essentially is done.
Yep.
Now it's up to the players to come through and perform. And the players haven't performed. So because of that, he needs to hire a general manager?
I don't think because of that. I would argue, is it beneficial? Like, do the Phillies have an inherent advantage having Dombrowski and Preston Mattingly as opposed to the Padres having just AJ Preller?
Well, it's nice to have Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper on the team.
True. I mean, forget about the payrolls because the Phillies payroll is probably similar to the Padres, but is it an advantage to have more smart baseball people in the room?
Probably. But at the end of the day, we're getting the weeds of like semantics of, hey, let's just add this general manager. The general manager, I don't think it would do anything, honestly. I don't think it would do anything because AJ's already doing all of this. And he has help. It's not like he is a one-man band here, even though at times it feels like he is. But he's been successful over the last three of the last 4 seasons. He's made some bold-ass moves.
Mm-hmm.
What if the guy they bring in, like, there's friction there, or if, like, they don't agree with Preller being as bold as Preller's been? You know? Like, I think Preller would want to have, not say yes men, but more people on his side than not. And if John Seidler and Eric Grubner went out and brought in a general manager, that would cause a lot of problems, I feel like. And that would be a weird dynamic. Now, I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, that would be weird in that scenario.
I'm just throwing out scenarios of things that you know go in line with what Kevin says here, that, you know, people have cautioned that the parties still have to discuss the terms of the parameters of the extension, and importantly, what is expected in terms of day-to-day operations going forward. But that to me is a line from 2021. What do you mean day-to-day operations? You mean making the postseason 3 of the last 4 years, my day-to-day operations aren't good enough? Like that line for me is a line that I expected to read from a team that didn't make the postseason, that hasn't been in the postseason 3 of the last 4 years. Like, that's a 2021 line to me, not a 2025 one.
I think it depends on how you read it. I would look at it like, does that benefit AJ Preller to bring someone else in as opposed to work against him?
I think if they thought it would, or he thought it would benefit him, they would have done it already. And they would have done it like 4 years ago.
Maybe, although they've been banging their head against the same wall and they're not breaking through.
Is bringing in a general manager going to help that?
Well, no, but also, is Manny Machado going to help that?
That's the bigger question. And that's the person I'm looking at more than AJ Preller.
Well, exactly. But you still have to have AJ Preller or someone in place to oversee it. We can get back to it on the other side. Plus, Jim goes viral. Was it for the right or wrong reason? We'll discuss on the other side. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Lowe's. Couple game fours in the postseason today. Dodgers and Phillies game 4 at Dodger Stadium, 3:08 first pitch. Dodgers have a 2-1 series lead. Phillies won last night, so they're looking to extend this thing to game 5 back in Philadelphia. Dodgers looking to finish off the Phillies and head on to the NLCS. Brewers Cubs, same situation. Game 4 of that series, Brewers lead 2-1. Brewers are looking to move on to the NLCS. Cubs looking to force a game 5 back in Milwaukee. First pitch in Chicago, 6:08 p.m. Pacific. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. So we're helping you with deals on top brands like Scott's Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
All right, Greg Camarillo is on the show, former NFL wide receiver. He'll join us at 4 p.m. He does weekly. Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners coming up at 4:30. Darnay Tripp will join us from NBC7 at 5:30. Now, yesterday, the Phillies got back into their series against the Dodgers. Jim just told you they'll play again in 30 minutes. There's no one in the building as of yet, but presumably there'll be people at Dodger Stadium later. So Dodgers lose, Phillies win. Clayton Kershaw came into this game yesterday for the Dodgers and had another Clayton Kershaw postseason moment. And then you took to social media, and what happened from there?
I posted this. Kershaw couldn't retire without at least one more postseason blowout. Respect. and then it just was like a match to gas. It just went and it just blew up.
So I'm guessing most people like ripped into you.
You think? So I woke up this morning and my mentions were a complete mess. We're already at over 500,000 views on this stupid tweet. And over 11,000 people have liked it, and I have almost another 1,000 comments on it. But one of the most prominent people to comment on this today was our old friend, former San Diego Padres first baseman Eric Hosmer.
Oh, Hosmer has weighed in.
He has weighed in. So he quote tweeted my tweet, and he said this: "Little brother energy from Jimbo here."
Wow.
Yeah.
Called you out like that?
Just called
Took
me
you right
out.
to the woodshed?
Just called me out. So then add another 100,000 views to that
Thanks,
tweet.
Eric.
Thanks, Eric. And I responded. I said, "It's called trolling, Eric. You should have known, or you should know, you've gotten great at it on here."
Ooh, so you went right back at him.
Of course I did. But wait a second. I didn't even, you commented on it?
I did.
I didn't
I
see
said,
that.
I replied to Eric Hosmer and said, agreed, tired act. Yeah.
Anyway, look, people got so mad. And let me just remind you, one, Twitter is not real. It is for a couple things. Trolling, which
Well, you're good at.
which is what I do.
Mhm.
Okay. Misinformation.
Right.
Legit reporting, and fighting with each other.
Right,
Like
sure.
that's what X and Twitter
Not
are
like
for.
real.
It's not real life.
Right.
If anybody thinks that I'm like I don't know.
I mean, we're kind of serious. There's some truth in there, right?
I mean, it's factual. He could not retire without at least one more postseason blow up.
2 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 homers, 3 walks, no strikeouts. Not an ideal postseason line.
I mean, Dave, bro, you left him out there to die last night.
Yeah, 6 hits is a lot of hits in 2 innings.
And he was. If we see him again in the postseason, that's got to be the last time we see the guy.
Right.
Right?
He wasn't even on the roster for the Red Series.
No, he
Wasn't on the roster.
No. But if that's Kershaw's final appearance in Major League Baseball, fitting.
Kind of fitting.
Kind of fitting.
Yeah.
Because he's had a phenomenal regular season career. Phenomenal. Right. First ballot Hall of Famer, probably 100%. But for how great he has been in the regular season, is equally as bad in his postseason career.
He didn't even appear last year when they won the World Series.
No, he
wasn't even
hurt.
healthy.
He was hurt.
Prior to yesterday, the last time he appeared was against Arizona in that wild card series in 2023. He allowed 6 runs in the third of an inning.
I know that the comparison, it's like, oh, well, it's like Peyton Manning. Because Peyton Manning won all these MVPs in the regular season. He had a lot of struggles in the postseason.
He's got 2, right? Super
Bowl.
But
he does have 2 Super Bowl rings, and he did play, in those games. The last one that he won with the Broncos,
anyone could have won.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that if you look at his numbers, I think he threw like 110 yards.
Right.
It was not like a good Peyton Manning performance. The defense won the day. Now, the Colts Super Bowl, he did play okay in that game, I want to say, against the Bears. But again, I think Kershaw is in his own category of like great regular season player, never got it done in the postseason to like the point where you can just kind of wash away all of his postseason failures because he had this great run. Like, hey, 2020, he won a World Series, but I mean, come on, everyone knows that World Series was a joke.
I do wonder, like, I'd be surprised if he was a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. Remember, there's only one, right?
Mariano Rivera.
So, like, it's not like it's easy. You just fall out of bed as a unanimous guy. I mean, maybe Shohei, someone like that, Mariano. But yeah, his regular season numbers are the best of his generation. Some of the best regular season numbers of any starting pitcher, maybe in baseball history. But, and it's a big but, 40 appearances. His team's record in those 40 games is 19-21.
What's his ERA?
Which is crazy.
It's over 5, right? Or 4?
4.63.
Yeah, I mean,
is his career postseason ERA.
It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not like he has a 7 ERA in the postseason, which would be ridiculously awful.
But what's his career ERA in the regular season? It's in the 2s.
It's in the 2s. That's the thing.
2.53.
Yeah, so you give up an extra
2.1 runs per game.
2 runs in the postseason.
It's not good.
Yeah, he's awful in the postseason. And like I said last night on Twitter, I mean, it's very fitting that
if that's his last
that Kershaw, before he retired, he had to go out with at least one more postseason blow up. And I honestly respect him for that. Like, he's staying with the consistency of his career. Great in the regular season, which he had a good regular season this year.
He did.
Awful in the postseason. So I salute to you, Clayton, for being as consistent as you could be, for being a great regular season pitcher, and for being an awful, and I mean awful, postseason pitcher. Salute to you.
Is Manny trying to follow in those footsteps as a former teammate? Because to be honest, he doesn't get near the criticism that Clayton Kershaw gets for his lack of postseason success, but he should be criticized equally. The difference between Manny and Kershaw is Kershaw's been on teams that have won.
And Kershaw's won MVPs and Cy Young.
Manny, in his postseason career, 24-27 in games that he's appeared in with a 209 batting average. About 80 points lower than his career batting average. So, yes, there's been a lot of national ridicule towards Kershaw, and I'm completely on board with it. I thought your tweet was completely fine. There's no issue with it at all. And we do criticize Manny. But honestly, sometimes I feel like Manny gets off scot-free nationally. Maybe not locally, honestly, to some extent locally. But I think Manny's postseason struggles are as pronounced as Clayton Kershaw's.
Okay.
209 batting average for a guy that hit 280 in his career. That's horrific. Yeah. Bryce Harper's career postseason OPS. The 1,001. Manny Machado's 682.
And the difference between Manny and Clayton is the regular season accolades, the team that he's on.
True, the team, but he was on the Dodgers. He was
the
on
market that he's in. If Manny was on the Red Sox or the Yankees
for 15 years,
and those were his postseason numbers, and never won a World Series, it would be Clayton Kershaw level of
don't you agree?
Criticism.
The numbers warrant the criticism to Manny that I think he's avoided to some extent. And like he has to come through. The one Kershaw's done. Career's over. Manny still has time, so he still has time to change that narrative. But we've said that now for 7 years in San Diego. Hey, change the narrative. Change the narrative. Change the narrative. Hasn't happened.
I think one of the main differences between like just comparing it pitcher wise and then Manny wise being in the field is when Kershaw's bad, you can directly blame it on him. If he gives up 5 runs, 3 home runs, there's no outside circumstances. Like if Manny goes 0 for 4, there's other circumstances that you could point at to why they would lose. But if, you're a pitcher and you go out there and you just suck like that, it's easy just to go, okay, it's your fault because you threw the pitch, it went over the fence, there's nobody else to blame.
Yeah, I mean, pitchers are different than hitters, quarterbacks are different than defensive ends. That's fair. All right, on the other side, we can continue the conversation. Plus, we've got a giveaway for you, 4-pack of tickets to Howl O Scream. Greg Camarillo will join us coming up at 4 p.m. Darnay Trip at 5:30. This is John and Jim. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Greg Camarillo joins us at 4. Darnay Trip at 5:30. A lot of people are looking for a Lan Hong Su scouting report. We are feverishly working on that. The 18-year-old Taiwanese pitcher that AJ Preller signed today.
I don't have much.
Yeah, I would say this is what he did in the KBO, but he hasn't even pitched in the KBO.
Right.
So he's pitched on like the Chinese Taipei under 18 team.
I know Ben posted a video of him striking somebody out.
Oh, he looked good.
Off of YouTube.
High heat, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
No, that was high heat. That was high heat.
He blew it right by that guy.
He did, yeah.
When I go to Google and Google his name,
doesn't show up.
The only thing that really shows up is the Padres press release.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot. But he's 18, so you'll see him. You know the next time you're going to hear his name? Trade deadline in 2027.
2027.
When he's dealt for, name the Brewers relief pitcher that he's moved for. Like, this is not a guy I would expect to pay dividends in the major leagues at some point in the next 5 years.
No. Pretty cool, though, that he got to meet you, Darvish, it seems like today, I think.
He's here. Okay.
So he got to meet you, Darvish, and he wears number 11 because of you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was pretty sweet.
So
the big offseason signing on October 9th. Did not think they would come that quickly.
Do you know what they paid him?
I don't know.
$750K.
Is that a good amount? I don't know.
I feel like to sign someone internationally, it's a decent amount. Yeah, because the Padres had $6 million in pool money. And remember, they tried to use it to sign Roki Sasaki. Didn't work. So they didn't sign Sasaki. I'm just looking at this right. He was really good for this 18 and under team, Jim. He was very good. Throws a 90 to 94 mile per hour fastball.
Ooh.
So,
I saw this tweet the other day.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny from former Padre Brent Rooker.
Okay.
And so he said yesterday, I can't wait until like 2050 when I get to sit around and tweet about how much better the game was back in my day, all while watching some 6'10" shortstop having it bad against a guy throwing 117 miles per hour with sinkers and splitters that somehow defies physics and freezes halfway to home plate.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, you're right. The game only gets better.
Right.
You know what I mean? We've had this conversation maybe off air. Like, all due respect to Babe Ruth. You face a Mason Miller and it's fastball slider combo. I feel like it's different. You know what I mean? Yeah. And by the way, maybe there'll be future versions of Mason Miller that are better than Mason Miller.
Maybe one day the norm is hitting 103.
Yeah, maybe it is. But today it's not, right? So just like Babe Ruth, when he was hitting, it wasn't the norm what he was doing. My guess is it's gotten harder to hit.
I would say so.
With breaking pitches specifically and velocity.
But the norm now is 100.
Norm is 100 out of everyone's bullpen.
So will we see guys consistently hitting like 103? 104? I mean,
what's the max like the human body is able to do?
I have no clue.
You know, like, are there going to be athletes that make LeBron James look like just an average athlete 55 years from now in the NBA? I would say no, because I feel like the human body doesn't do a lot more than LeBron James does.
Well, we've seen football players, the progression and the bigger, evolution, like it's just crazy.
Keeps happening.
The quarterback position in particular. I mean, you put Lamar Jackson back in like the 60s or the 50s.
He would have ran every play in for a touchdown. And he still does it.
You put Mahomes in the 50s or 60s, they'd be like, what are we supposed to do with this?
But isn't that a weird thought that, okay, you're right. Mahomes is a perfect example of Lamar Jackson. If we fast forward 50 years, your kids, we're old, maybe we're gone. What is the quarterback like? What's a 10 times better version than Lamar Jackson? Because is that even possible? I don't know if 10 times is fair, but you know what I mean? What's the next iteration? You get faster than Micah Parsons or more athletic? You know what I mean? Like, when does it end?
I don't know. Bigger, faster, stronger, the evolution.
But to your point, Mason Miller, even 30 years ago, who would have ever envisioned a guy that could throw 104.5 with a slider?
And dot it. Like, just like the perfect pitch.
Like when Mariano was Mariano, he wasn't throwing 104.5 and offsetting it with the slider.
No, back in the day, back even just 20 years ago, would you say Eric Gagne was probably one of the best, one of the hardest throwing pitchers in baseball?
Well, how hard was he throwing?
Like 98.
What's Randy Vasquez throwing the other day? Wasn't he throwing 98?
He was throwing 98.
I'm like, this can't be right.
Yeah. It was like, why everybody, if you can't throw 98,
You're not appearing in the major leagues.
hey, but I like when an 18-year-old can throw 94 right now. I mean,
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he could probably develop into a guy that throws 98.
Yeah.
Because he's 18.
Yeah, 94 right now, 4 years, throws 98, 99, and then he's traded. So that's cool.
By the way, Jeff Sanders wrote that he likely sits between the number 7 and number 15 prospects in the Padres organization that, of course, traded away all their prospects at the deadline, 6 of them to Baltimore.
AJ's got to rebuild that farm system. So then in 2 years,
that's what I'm thinking.
He can trade away all these players for
who?
Who knows? I don't know.
Right. For, old Pete Alonso.
Not if they sign him.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Which they won't, by the way.
No, I mean, Kevin wrote about that today, too, about the dollars and what they have committed and how much. He did write about the Darvish dilemma, which is this. Darvish doesn't have to retire, although we watched him pitch and it looks like he's ready to retire. If he were to retire, it frees up $16 million a year.
Darvish, love you, buddy. It's time to go.
That's a lot of money, man.
Time to go. For the betterment of the team.
Do you think he will ultimately walk? Put him in the front office? Maybe he's your next GM.
Well, he's done an awful job recruiting.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Other than this kid.
Right, other than the fact that this guy's in Japanese, but yeah.
But still, his favorite player is you, Darvish.
True. So I guess he landed. You're right. So if this kid ends up being,
and there's pictures of you, Darvish, taking pictures with him today at Petco.
If this is the next Roki,
watch out.
Or Shohei.
Yeah, everyone thought that Roki Sasaki is like, this is the new Roki. This guy right here. So I don't want Darvish being the general manager of this team because he's not good at recruiting.
That's hilarious.
But I do bet you that there are people in the organization down there that are kind of like maybe hoping that he retires. Because one, it frees up a bunch of money. And two, you don't have to go down the path and do the whole song and dance next year of Yu Darvish is working to get back and Yu Darvish is still throwing rehabs and he's not. Like, if he returns, John, the likelihood of him having just 25 starts, I think, is very low.
Very low.
Very low.
By the way, this pitcher they signed today from Korea, according to Jeff Sanders, he's been compared to Mexican right-hander Humberto Cruz, who's in the Padres organization.
Of course.
And Cruz last year was in Low A, Lake Elsinore. So you're talking about a guy that is obviously years away. All right, coming up at 4 p.m., Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, getting us ready for this weekend and Thursday Night Football. We have Eagles and Giants tonight in the NFL. Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners coming up at 4:30. And Darnay Tripp is on the show at 5:30. Plus giveaways today. Howl O Scream, Yellow Card at Gallagher Square at Petco Park. Hour 2 of John and Jim. That'll come your way next.
All right, this update's brought to you by Mucinex Kickstart. Dodgers Phillies game 4 in LA. Moments away from first pitch. I'm sure that stadium is absolutely packed right now. Oh, wait, it's not. Dodgers have a 2-1 series lead, looking to close off the Phillies and head on to the NLCS. And then Brewers Cubs tonight, 6:08 first pitch, game 4 in Chicago. There's nobody at Dodger Stadium. And then tonight, 6 p.m. with the Sean Lewis Coaches Show right here on San Diego Sports 760. Woke up feeling like cough, congestion, headache was coming on. Have big plans this weekend. Take Mucinex Kickstart all in one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick at your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of John and Jim. Greg Camarillo will join us coming up at 4 p.m. Former NFL receiver Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners coming up at 4:30. Darn a trip. We kind of forced him on the show because he texted us. He will join us coming up at 5:30. We have great giveaways for you today as well. So on one hand, you're like, well, the Dodgers are playing a midday game on a Thursday. So they don't arrive even when they play at night, the fans, until like the third inning. So there's going to be no one there. And there is no one there. And then on the other hand, well, it is the playoffs where you're playing to get to the NLCS. Like if this game was in San Diego, if this was Padres Phillies this afternoon at 3:08,
Packed.
Every seat is filled before the game, right? That's just how it works.
For the most part, yeah.
By and large, right?
Yeah.
99%. But the game's in LA, for whatever reason, and listen, I know they draw a lot of fans. I know they have a big ballpark. I know they announced 4 million fans this year, which I think is bogus, but whatever. But like, I'm sorry, you can't just excuse it. Well, there's traffic in LA and it's at 3 p.m. If the game was in San Francisco, it'd be filled. If the game was in San Diego, it would be filled. If the game was in Seattle, it would be filled, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, well, yeah, I don't really understand it. Like they're showing us shots right now of the ballpark. The game is about to start. I don't know, what is it, 60% filled?
Here's what I don't understand. How does baseball have a postseason game at 3 p.m?
Well, let me ask you this.
I get it.
How else can you do it? Because what's today?
Today's Thursday.
But what other games are on?
Cubs, Brewers.
So they're going to flip them back and forth. They're not going to give every night game, I guess, to the same series or every day game to the same series every round.
You can't do it. I get it.
But I agree with you. I mean, would you prefer this game at 6:08 Pacific and the Brewers and Cubs playing at 3 Pacific? Yeah, that makes sense.
I honestly don't care. It just makes Dodgers fans look worse in this situation. So whatever. But like for me, I don't mind having baseball on during the day.
Well, it would have been on either way, though, to your point.
I prefer it.
Yeah, well, it's always going to be on during the day in the postseason.
Yeah.
Like my guess is I could get into this game, and now I know it's starting, so I don't know if I can find it on like a StubHub. Mm-hmm. Like how much would it cost to get into this game right now? What's your guess? It's $40. $40 you can get in to this game. $48. Like, you know what I mean? A clincher in the NLDS. Like, would it be $40 to go see Padres Phillies? If the Padres had a 2-1 lead in this series right now?
No, double that easily.
Oh, more than that, I think. It wouldn't be
triple that
$90 to get in.
Triple it.
Maybe it's because it's become old hat in LA. How many postseason games have they had at Dodger Stadium since 2009?
A ton. And you're right. They've had a ton there. And at times you're like, all right,
yeah,
more postseason games.
We're going to win.
Call me when the World Series starts.
But it's kind of a big game. You don't want to go back to Philadelphia. Like the game 4 feels very important if you're the Dodgers.
Massive game.
You don't want to go back to Philadelphia.
Massive game. Because look, you lose this game here. You go back to Philly for a game 5. Now you do have Ohtani on the mound, or you would have Ohtani on the mound against, I think,
3 runs the other day.
I think Jesus Luzardo.
Okay.
I think pitched well in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like from the Dodgers perspective. This is we need to win this game.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that.
And Phillies win, they feel like they have all the momentum going back to Philadelphia. It would be crazy though if Philly won tonight or today and every team won on the road every game.
Right, to start the series. I mean, this is a good. Christopher Sanchez is awesome, the left-handed starter for the Phillies. Tyler Glasnow, we talked about Kershaw's postseason struggles. They just put it on TV. His career ERA in the regular season, mid-threes. His career ERA in the postseason is 5.7.
Christopher Sanchez is probably going to finish, what, second in Cy Young, third?
His year was
He'll finish
filthy.
top 5.
Yeah, his year was filthy.
Skeens is going to win the Cy Young.
Yep,
but
with 5 wins.
But you got Yamamoto, Sanchez.
Pavetta might get votes, top 10.
Pavetta will get top 10 votes.
He had a 2.50 in 8 WAR. Christopher Sanchez, a 2.50.
Incredible season.
That's a 13-5. That's an amazing year.
Yeah, and he pitched well in game 1. Just
I was going to say, yeah,
the bullpen gave it up.
8 strikeouts, I think.
Yeah,
in game 1. So yeah, Phillies, Dodgers coming up. Cubs, Brewers.
Don't tip your pitches, Matt Strom.
Right, that was the game 1 storyline.
That was
the game 1 storyline. The AL is the AL off. We have Seattle tomorrow.
Seattle tomorrow.
Game 5.
But if Dodgers Phillies goes 5,
if Dodgers Phillies goes 5,
that would be
Saturday
and
night.
that would be Saturday night.
That makes sense.
If Cubs Brewers goes game 5,
when would that be?
Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
But tomorrow,
yeah. What time's the game tomorrow?
Official at 5:08 Pacific in Seattle. Tariq Skubal is going to be on the mound for the Tigers against TBD for the Mariners, which it will probably be Castillo.
How much do you think those tickets are? I'll look right now. Just guess. Throw out a number.
Cheapest?
Yeah. Get in price.
180.
You say 180? Brent, cheapest to get in tomorrow? Seattle?
95.
How about section 347, 249?
Oh, baby.
So, again, now Seattle is starved for a winning baseball team.
They won a postseason series in forever.
Right. So, Seattle's starved for it.
Yep.
It's a different story. To be fair, I would say it's a different story in Los Angeles. They've won a lot of postseason series.
They have.
And
they finally won a real World Series last year, so you get it.
They did. I'm really excited for this game 5. Truthfully, I'm excited for all this today. Cubs, Brewers, Phillies, Dodgers. Give me more game 5s.
Give me all the game 5s.
I love the game 5s.
All the game 5s.
Now, yeah, we're going to have Chris Hodge on, who's like a lifelong diehard Yankees fan. Did you see what he wrote in his email? That his wife changed his ringtone to "Oh Canada," and he says it's unforgivable offense. So he's probably in divorce proceedings right now since Toronto beat the Yankees yesterday in game 4. But dude, the Yankees who have had every resource available to them are how long between World Series now? The last was in 2009. 2009.
It's their second longest drought in franchise history between World Series.
When was the other 80s or something? From like late 70s to the 90s. I bet that's what it is.
Yeah.
Early 80s to that 90s dynasty, I bet is the longest.
That
because they had that late 90s run. Mm-hmm. But 2009, like if you're in your 20s right now and you're a Yankees fan, you basically haven't seen them win. It was 16 years ago. If you're 21, you were 5 the last time.
Yeah, you don't know everything about what happened in that series.
Yeah.
Now I feel old because I know what happened in that series.
Well, that's the A-Rod one time came through
in Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly. For the Yankees.
They won that in 5, right? 5 or 6?
They won that series in 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
They won game 6 at Yankee Stadium. Did they beat Pedro Martinez maybe?
I think they did.
I think they did as well.
Yeah. They were.
I want to say that was vintage Pedro at times like 08 or 09.
Was it tied 2-2 and then A-Rod had that game? And
maybe, probably. Yeah. That's exactly right. I think that's, but anyway, the point is.
Hold on. World Series MVP that year, Hideki Matsui?
I think that's right. Look at you. Baseball historian. But wouldn't you agree that that's a long time?
Yeah. Matsui, World Series MVP. For Yankee standards, it feels like a long time.
For Padres, man, I wish they won in 2009.
We'd be still celebrating that here. The parade would still be going on.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, shoot, we say they haven't won since 2009, but they also won, 4 and 5 years? Right? 96 and 98 and 99 and 2000. So they've still won 5 since like the late 90s. So
it's been a lot of success, the Yankees, but their standard is like, hey, if you don't win a World Series, it's a failure. And I do think circling back to Kevin's article,
expectations are higher.
He did mention.
Yep.
Do you have it in front of you?
I do actually have the article in front of me.
Because scroll down to the bottom where he mentions like postseason appearances just aren't good enough anymore for this franchise internally.
Yeah, you're right. He did say that.
And that to me, it's like for fans out there of the Padres that might not be upset and just kind of like, just be happy that they made the postseason.
Right.
I'll tell you this. The Padres aren't happy they just made the postseason. they aren't just satisfied with making it 3 out of the last 4 years. Their goal was not reached. And if they don't win a World Series, postseason appearances, they don't matter as much as they were in the past. Like 2022, that postseason mattered. It was like the start. And while it was incredibly disappointing, the ending of it, there was no way to look at that season other than a successful year. You make the postseason now and you get, eliminated in the wild card round. This is a disappointing season.
It's a little bit of that Aztec men's basketball dynamic where at first it was like, oh my gosh, Steve Fisher took the Aztecs to the NCAA tournament.
Right.
Wow, we haven't been there in 20 years. And now under Brian Dutcher and Steve Fisher, but all the successes over the last 20 years, are you content just with making the tournament? No. We've heard that a lot. You need to win once you're in the NCAA tournament, which is something they've done. Same thing with the Padres. I don't think you're just content. There will be a year. I'll change my tune. I mean, if next year they make the postseason with 88 wins and they bow out in the first round, like at some point there'll be a change in the front office direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, AJ will be held accountable for that, whether it's fair or not, whether it's right or wrong. I just don't think it's yet, in my opinion. Like at some point that'll happen. I still think got to get to the postseason to have that chance. He's put them in position. They've won some postseason series. They didn't do it this year. And I think they stick with that direction. But I'm with you. The expectation is more than just making the postseason.
It is. And I think anybody that is just satisfied with making the postseason, winning 90 games, hey, fun year, fun moments. Okay.
Right.
I'm the person that will tell you, and I know this is harsh, but raise your freaking standard. Sorry. If you want to be with the big boys and you want to be mentioned with the big boys, these types of seasons, they're not good enough. They're just not. This is just like the bare minimum from now on until, this franchise flips over and goes back to the dark times because of the aging players and the contracts and all that stuff. So
you're right.
In this moment, winning 90 games and making the postseason and losing in the wild card round is not good enough, and it shouldn't be good enough. And I'm not going to say it's not acceptable, but it should not be viewed or praised at all. I'm sorry, because the Padres are telling you they don't view it this way. So
yeah, I read John Seidler's letter where he said it's a disappointment. The goal is to win a championship. So you can't say that every year and not make it the goal.
Right.
Like if that's the true goal, then it's going to be disappointing when you don't reach the goal. So it's been disappointing. And I wish we were still talking about baseball, like what's going on right now between the Phillies and the Dodgers.
Me too.
But we're talking about Hong Soo or whatever the guy's name was.
And my tweets that has triggered a lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people are very triggered today.
Including
I almost want to look at some of these quote tweets because I haven't looked at a lot of them. I just see them and I can just scroll past them. But there are some people that are very upset with me.
As they should be.
Hold on, let me just pull this up. This guy, man, he really hates my guts. He said, Ryan Yunt. Okay, some rando. Oh, he's a producer for TMZ.
Oh, is he really?
Former NFL Network and NFL Red Zone producer. #DadGang. Wow. He quote tweeted my tweet, John. Guess what he said?
You're an idiot.
Yeah, but he said it like this. I'm not sure this guy I've never heard of is the proper litmus test for postseason success. His team wouldn't even know what a World Series ring is. I'm not even sure they've ever won a World Series game in his lifetime. Oh, well, back to not knowing or caring about this lame.
And I see that has 0 likes and 0 comments. So I'm going to reply right now and say agreed. All right. We'll continue on the other side. Coming up at 4 p.m., Greg Camarillo, the former NFL wide receiver. Darnay Triple join us at 5:30. Great giveaways today as well. It's John and Jim. All right, John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760 coming up on the show today. Greg Camarillo. Football night in San Diego. Darnay Tripp also hosts football night in San Diego. He'll join us at 5:30. Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners coming up at 4:30. Jim is doubling down like an idiot.
Yes, I am.
He just tweeted packed house at Dodger Stadium today, and there's a vantage point of Tyler Glasnow walking off the mound on TNT, where they show the upper deck. You know those corners at Dodger Stadium, those upper deck corners where nobody's ever seated, but they announce a sellout every game?
Every game.
There's no one ever there. It could be a Friday night, like the pennant is being decided. There's nobody there. Well, there was really no one there today. I mean, no, this is empty sections of seats. And I think you're going to have some reaction.
Dude, it's so funny because like I'm looking at these comments and people really don't get it. Like I am actively trolling you, Dodger fans. I'm actively like I'm not hiding behind it. I'm actively trolling you. And you Dodger fans are getting so triggered that it's job accomplished. I mean, I've done what I've set out to do, which was to trigger Dodger fans. And
it's worked.
It's worked.
Now, Jim sent me the tweet earlier today. I was at Orange Theory. And he sent me the tweet of Eric Hosmer, whatever, quote tweeting his tweet.
Yeah, call me Jimbo.
Calling you Jimbo. And then I was looking at like the comments and I replied to Jim and said, you're basically known because everyone hates you. Like you're known for everyone hating you. And you do a good job with it. You play that role well. It doesn't seemingly bother you. Now you'll go crazy on like the chat when someone will be like, Jim, I disagree with you. You're like, I hate you, leave. Why are you watching us? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't do that. Yeah, maybe I do sometimes.
You kind of do that.
Depending on how they say it. Because a lot of times people will be like, Jim, you're an effing clown.
Right.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I hope you get fired. I'm like, whoa, dude.
All I said was Manny sucks.
Yeah, like calm down.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Dude, all right. But
you can press buttons on social media. Yeah, as in you can push people's buttons.
That is like essentially what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Because like I said earlier in the show, Twitter is not a real place. It's like a fictional land where there are things that happen on Twitter. It's either you're trolling, you are like a legit reporter and you're reporting stuff, right? Copious amounts of misinformation, and then just arguments back and forth with everybody, right? And then bots. I forgot to throw bots in there too, because there's a lot of bots now on that stupid site. But like, I'm telling you, when I lay down at night and I see all these notifications and I scroll through my Twitter, I don't lose any sleep. Like less than 0 minutes.
By the way, this dude that you just mentioned on the way out of the last segment, where you're like, this producer at TMZ.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's like, I'm not sure this guy. Yeah. Whatever he said, I'm not sure this guy I've never heard of is a proper litmus test for postseason success. Talking about your Kershaw tweet.
Yeah.
And I replied, agreed. And he wrote back to me, John, I've heard of at least. I don't care. IDK WTF that Jim dude is.
Well, at least that person knows who you are.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll follow me. We're boys now.
Maybe he will.
Robin Yount or whatever his name is. Ryan
He starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is funny when it's like I don't care about you, but I'm going to quote tweet you and then constantly argue with you. And I'm like, okay.
Now, listen, is some of it, this has nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. Some of it maybe does.
But I'm also bored too.
I never like, I'll give you an example, and you don't do this. Mm-hmm. I don't like the hey, your team is out. And then oh, look at the Dodgers. They've got a 3-0 series lead, but they're down 2-0 in game 4 of the World Series. Like, dude, the Dodgers are in the World Series. You lost in the wild card round. Like, it's not the greatest time to troll. Like, I respect the Kershaw troll.
I think I even tweeted, I'm like, oh, Dodgers are going to win the World Series.
Exactly.
Like, I think I did tweet that last week. Like, I guess we're in for another World Series for the Dodgers.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that's where we are. So maybe we have to poke fun and have fun, because what else are we supposed to do? Like, how do you rationalize this? I said this last week. How do we wrap our arms around the fact, if the Dodgers win the World Series, that the Dodgers just won the World Series again?
Just accept it and just walk through that door of acceptance of this freaking sucks, but can't do anything about it.
So let's just make fun of
That's
ourselves and everyone else.
That's just exactly.
Yeah,
Let's
I agree.
just troll our brains out because what else are we gonna do?
You just go 4 hours and you don't mention it at all.
We could do that.
That happened last year.
Yeah.
That did. And
Dodgers
a lot of people
won the World Series.
A lot of people got mad. Now, I did do the bait and switch, and I threw the bait out, and I reeled them all in, and they were all waiting, and then they waited, and they waited, and they waited.
Oh, for you to talk about the Dodgers winning the World Series last October.
And then when I did mention them, it was the last 30 seconds of the show.
Like, oh, and by the way.
And it turned into like, are you serious, Jim? Because the headline, by the way, kids, if you don't know, YouTube is about thumbnails and headlines. And we put, I put a headline. Dodgers win first legitimate World Series in franchise. That's the 1988 or whatever it was.
Right.
Oh, that was the bait. That was all the bait I needed.
And
just
then you
reel them in.
And then we were talking about like Padres free agent.
Bro, I was talking about like an Aztec exhibition game.
I remember.
It was the game
I was
where
watching.
UCLA where
where BJ Davis scored like 30
yeah.
points.
Yeah, he went off.
It was like closed doors.
Dude, I spent like an hour on that freaking scrimmage.
I remember.
Instead of the World Series game 5.
That's the ultimate troll. Miles wants to know if he missed the Lan Hong Soo talk. What can we say,
bro?
Miles, I know he's joking, and I know he knows that we're joking, but we kind of did talk about him. He's 18. This will probably be the most we talk about Lan Hong Soo for the next 4 years until he's traded at a trade deadline.
We probably are not going to mention his name ever again. Like
it'll be a while.
Like this is real here. I'm going to go out on the record. I will never, after today, mention or talk about what's his name?
Lan Hong Soo.
Lan Hong Soo.
Not again until at least what?
Like I'm just being honest with you guys. I probably will never mention that guy's name again.
Yeah, we might not mention him again, unfortunately. But the Padres signed him today. He's 18.
Next time I'll mention him is when he gets traded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears. The NFL Week 6 gets underway tonight. Giants and Eagles, plus Chris Hodge taking Vegas will join us at 4:30. Greg Camarillo on tonight in the NFL at 4 p.m. And Darnay Tripp on the Padres will join us coming up at 5:30. We'll give away some tickets coming up in the 4 o'clock hour as well. We have tickets to see Howl O Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Mucinex Kickstart. Phillies Dodgers game 4 underway to a very small crowd at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers and Phillies are scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Brewers and Cubs game 4 in Chicago. 6:08 first pitch there. Brewers, of course, have a 2-1 lead there. And tonight at 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with Rich, John, and Coach Lewis from 6 to 7 right here on San Diego Sports 760. Woke up feeling like cough, congestion, headache was coming on. Have big plans this weekend? Take Mucinex Kickstart all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick at your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
All right, John and Jim. Greg Camarillo will join us at 4 p.m. We'll give away Howl O-Scream tickets. SeaWorld San Diego coming up in the 4 o'clock hour as well. You mentioned the Sean Lewis Show. He didn't mention it at 2, 2:30, or 3.
No, I did.
Did you?
I didn't mention it at 2, but I mentioned it at 2:30.
Okay.
And 3.
That's fair.
Maybe I only mentioned it at 3, but I mentioned it at least.
Oh, you mentioned it one other time. That's fine.
I'll give
you credit for that. I'll give you credit for that. Let's talk for a moment about what's on the line this weekend for the Aztecs. With a win, they're 5-1 heading into a bye week. Now, Rich is going to mention this today. I have a feeling he'll mention this today on the Coaches Show. I have a feeling this will come up on the Coaches Show.
Why would you say that?
I just have a feeling because I talk to Rich a lot. Is this a classic trap game for San Diego State heading into a bye with their true rival Fresno State on the other side? They're 4-1. They're taking on a 1-4 football team. But they're on the road where the Aztecs have scored 19 points in 2 games, 13 at Washington State, 6 at NIU.
Is that good? Averaging 9.5 points on the road this year.
And 40.3 at home. Okay, so they haven't been the same team, obviously, on the road. Is this a trap game for the Aztecs this weekend?
I hope not. Because that would be disappointing. I don't think so. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that I'm going to believe that Sean Lewis is not going to allow that to happen. And I'm going to believe that the leaders of this team aren't going to allow that to happen.
Okay.
I
like that.
I think what's on their mind right now is, hey, we have not played well on the road this year to start. And we have an opportunity in front of us this weekend to kind of flip that script a little bit and hopefully play our best game on the road of the year against Nevada. And then we'll get to Fresno State because they got a bye week after this.
Correct.
So with a bye week, I don't feel like there's a trap game element here. If they were playing like Thursday night or Friday night, maybe, but I would still even say no. With a bye week coming up, they don't want to go into this bye week coming on, after a loss, because that just makes the bye week that much longer.
And that's what happened earlier this year off Washington State.
And then they played phenomenal football at home against Cal.
Yeah, you just don't want to go through the same thing twice because they went through the Washington State game. Obviously did not go well.
Right.
And they didn't play well the final 32 minutes of the game from the 2-minute timeout on. And they lost whatever the score was, 36-13. If they got to outplay Nevada in Reno, but if they can win the game, they'll be 5-1 into a bye week. 5-1 into a bye week coming off a 3-9 season. And you would potentially have 5-1 San Diego State against 6-1 Fresno State.
Last time they were 5-1 was
the year they started 7-0 under Brady and went 12-2 and lost the Mountain West Championship game in Carson.
That was 2021 or 20?
Correct.
Yeah,
2021. Basically, Matt Ariza was a huge reason why.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so critically important.
People were like,
to that team.
give him Heisman votes. I remember Steve Hartman on the radio was like, hey, Heisman? He gives some Heisman votes.
They were even 4-1. The last time they were 4-1 was 2021. They started 7-0.
And then the just disastrous Mountain West Conference Championship game where everyone had COVID.
Yeah, there was like 30 players.
It was just a joke.
Yeah, that game sucked. That game did suck.
But yeah, for best start, if they can get there, if they can get to 5-1, even 4-1 is already one of the better starts that this program has had in recent memory.
Since 2021, same thing.
Like, go out there, take care of business. You're a better football team than Nevada. Would you agree with that?
I mean, they have been on the field. Yes. I mean, they have been on the field.
So go out. You're not going into some hostile environment.
No.
All right. I really hope that they play some better football on the road, because the first 2 games, even though they won one of them, just left a lot to be desired. It really did. The Washington State game, it just snowballed on them. The NIU game, I mean, it was a very hard watch.
Did you watch that game? Be honest with me.
Honest with you? No.
Because there's ESPN Plus. Do you have ESPN Plus?
No, but
Just text me.
I found an illegal stream to watch the end of that game. So I watched like the last 8 minutes of that game.
Saw the 18-yard field goal to win it.
Yeah. I was like,
from
what the hell, man?
Yeah.
But
it was a win.
But it was a win.
Yeah.
So, you take it, you pocket those wins, and you move on.
Mm-hmm.
You move on.
Right.
Now it's with how successful they've been at home this year and how good they look. That's got to translate a little bit here on the road.
Yeah.
Because if it
That's
doesn't,
the next step.
Yeah, exactly. Because if it doesn't, that's going to be a pretty disappointing part of this season if they can't translate some of their home success to the road, because they have an opportunity if they continue to play well at home. And if they translate some of that to the road, man, they have an opportunity to really surprise some people this year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as if they're going to be very hard to beat at home. They're 3-0 with 3 remaining home games. The home games are Wyoming, their next home game. They'll be a heavy favorite in that game, San Diego State. They have Boise, obviously a tough game because it's Boise State. And then they have maybe San Jose State. But I think the Aztecs will be tough to beat at home. See about the Boise State game. You win 3+ times on the road, you can win 9+ games. I mean, the formula is right in front of you. It's like the baseball formula. Play well at home, go 500 on the road, you can have a good season. If the Aztecs can go 5-1, 6-0 at home, and then 3-3 on the road or better, you could pile up 9 wins.
Yeah, I think 8-4 is out there. 9-3.
I think it's out there.
It's out there, definitely. But you got to take care of business. And it starts this Saturday against Nevada.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and you drop to 4-2,
then you go to Fresno in 2 weeks. That'll be hard.
I mean, this thing could be 6-1 to 4-3 like that.
Yeah, the swing.
Yeah. Even if you were to split the next 2, this thing could go from 5-2 to 4-3. And 5-2 looks much better than 4-3. 6-1 looks way better than 4-3. But it's going to take them playing some good football starting this Saturday on the road. Because if they don't, and if they go out there and they kind of lay another egg on the road and they don't win, and Nevada pulls off the upset, I'm sorry, I'm not going to have much confidence going into a Fresno State game on the road.
Right.
I'm just not. So for the fans to have confidence, and I think for this team to have confidence going on the road to Nevada or to Fresno in a couple of weeks, playing good here against Nevada is pretty important.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll have it for you Saturday night at 7:30. Pregame coverage beginning at 5:30. Sean Lewis Show is tonight. Is it a trap? Sean Lewis Show, 1 full hour beginning at 6 p.m. tonight. The other football we're keeping an eye on right now is Philadelphia and New York. Thursday night football to kick off week 6 in the NFL. And you say, well, come on. It's the Eagles who all they do is win. It's the lowly Giants. And the Eagles are favored by 7.5 in New York tonight. But they put the stat up yesterday.
Yeah,
the Eagles have now been outgained in all 5 of their games. So it's not just they've been outgained in one game or it was a big difference. No, all 5 of their games, they've been outgained in. So they're on the road. It's a short week. It's a true rival, although the Giants have been awful for the last half decade or more. Any reason for concern tonight for Philadelphia on the road? Coming off a bad loss, they led for a lot of that game.
I can tell you this.
In your household?
In my household, this is a big Philly sports day, all right? Big Philly sports day.
Right, you got Phillies, Eagles.
Phillies, Eagles. You're hoping to get the double lap here with a Phillies win and an Eagles win.
They're lucky these games aren't at the exact same time.
I know.
They'll be overlapped because the game's at 5:15.
But my house, my wife,
right.
I need some if I can't get a Phillies win over the Dodgers here, then I need an Eagles one.
Right.
She is a way bigger Eagles fan than Phillies fan. I would consider her like a very casual Phillies fan.
She's not losing sleep if the Phillies lose today?
To the point where, like, I don't really think she's keeping up with, like, Phillies in the regular season, to be honest with you.
She's not on Gamecast right now at work?
If anything, she knows infinitely more about the Padres than Phillies. And she's always rooting for the Padres in the regular season. Unless they're like playing the Phillies, then it's a little different. But even then, she roots for Padres success because of me and us. But Eagles, she is diehard Eagles.
Well, I'll tell you this. The whole complexion of the NFC and who's the favorite looks different if the Eagles can't beat the Giants. Simple as that.
100%.
Simple as that. You can't be the best team in the NFC.
And is Saquon okay? Like, that's kind of a question mark, or not question mark, but it's a question that's been brought up here lately. You get 6 rushes against
that was it.
The Broncos.
Yeah.
You haven't rushed for 100 yards in any game this year. Is something wrong with Saquon?
Yeah, he was quoted saying every year is not going to be like how it was last year. I mean, it's a good point. We talked about his workload last year. That oftentimes is felt the next year. You can't replicate the workload like that.
No doubt about it. And also, he's got the Madden curse over his head.
Yeah. 20.
Kind of serious.
How about this? 25th in football in rush yards per game, 53.4. 39th in yards per rush, 3.2 for Saquon Barkley through 5 games.
It's at this point in time, it's pretty much 100% or close to it that the following year after a running back has like this amazing, incredible season, is on the cover of Madden, or has like 400 touches, right? The following year is going to be a massive drop off.
Right. Yeah, and that's the case right now with Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. All right. Much more ahead. Greg Camarillo is going to join us. We'll talk about week 6 in the NFL, including Thursday Night Football. He'll join us at 4 p.m. Darnay Tripp will join us from NBC 7 at 5:30. Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners, NFL and college, coming up at 4:30. We're keeping an eye on the baseball postseason as well, including the Phillies and the Dodgers. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. You can catch the Sean Lewis Show tonight at 6. Me and Rich sit down with the Aztecs head coach. We'll preview Saturday night's game at Nevada and more. It'll be cold, by the way, in Reno. The Sean Lewis Coaches Show tonight at 6 on your home for the Aztecs San Diego Sports 760. High of 49, I think. Or maybe 49 at night. I'm bringing a jacket is the point. I'm bringing a jacket.
Bring a jacket.
Saturday night.
Bring a jacket.
There's nothing
John.
worse than being freezing and like doing something.
And talking.
Oh, just stop.
And like having to concentrate.
Oh, can't. Say that word again.
Concentrate.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Did I say it wrong?
No, I don't think you did.
Okay.
I don't think you did. All right, so Dodgers-Phillies game 4. Dodgers leading the series 2-1 is scoreless in the third.
Yeah.
Christopher Sanchez, Tyler Glasnow this afternoon at Dodgers Stadium.
In front of a
Crowd of 50. No, it's not true. It's filling
maybe
in.
a little
I'm
more.
sure.
Maybe a little more.
I'm sure it's filling in. Do you have a good feel for the way this one is going to play out this afternoon, Jim?
Low scoring, I think. Glasnow and Sanchez are both pitching well. But both these teams have the ability at any moment to just put 3 spot on the board because
Like the Padres.
like the Padres, because their offenses are just that good. Both teams' offenses are that good. Before the series started, I would have said that winner of this series wins the World Series.
Kind of like Padres Dodgers last year.
A little bit, yeah.
Same round.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
I think from the American League standpoint, Blue Jays have an incredible offense. I don't know if they have the pitching to match. Tigers have Tariq Skubal.
Yeah.
And they were one of the best teams in baseball.
Most of the year.
Right. And then until they collapsed.
Yeah.
They won 87 games. It's not like they snuck in, even though they were the 6th seed.
Right.
So are the Tigers the random 6th seed in baseball that kind of gets hot, everyone thought was dead, and then make the World Series? I kind of was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
No one gave them a chance. They finished awful.
But
yet
what's the
they just
reason they
make
would?
it.
Let's say they beat the Mariners.
Mhm.
Let's just say they beat the Mariners
Yeah.
because they have Skubal. And the Mariners, by the way, have the power in their lineup right now as well.
Tigers have the power
Suarez,
too.
Raleigh. You're right. But do you trust Detroit to beat the Blue Jays without home field advantage? Yes, they have Tariq Skubal. Yes, they have power, but they don't have more power than Toronto. So, I feel like they'll be an underdog is my point in the LCS. I don't know how significant of one.
They will, because
Yeah.
Tariq Skubal's pitching game 5 here, and if they advance,
Oh, yeah, good point. He wouldn't throw game 1.
or game 2.
Okay. Yep. That's a good
I
point.
don't know the schedule of the ALCS, but
Right,
my
the off
guess is
days,
at
yeah.
earliest game 3.
Right.
So then now you have him for 3 and 7, and you got to get to 7 to
Yeah,
have him pitch
exactly.
again.
To utilize
So you
him.
might only have Skubal one time in the series for the Tigers.
Exactly.
The Tigers this year are a 500 team when Skubal's not on the mound.
That's exactly right. Now, I'm with you. The winner of this series between the Dodgers and the Phillies, I just don't see how they're upended by the Brewers or the Cubs. That would be a pretty surprising result. It is baseball.
Cubs, no. Brewers,
Maybe.
potentially.
Brewers have home field.
They do have home field, best record in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And I did they sweep the season series against the Dodgers, or was it the Phillies? I feel like they
I think
swept.
it was the Brewers swept the Dodgers.
I think the
that's
Dodgers
right.
swept the Phillies. Sorry, the Brewers swept the Dodgers in their season series.
I think that's right. I'm going to look it up to confirm, but it's an easy look up. And they went 6-0 against the Dodgers,
Okay.
outscored them 2-1.
All right.
That's pretty fascinating. They went 6-0 against the Dodgers. I get it. Regular season, postseason is different.
But still, that's
6-0 is pretty good.
6-0 is 6-0.
Yeah. I mean,
Now, a lot of times you have to look at the circumstances in those games, because
yeah, definitely.
what if one team was really injured, or one team had their aces going and the other team had their 5 guy out there.
And the day before, the Dodgers put a doubleheader in Miami. I mean, we have no idea.
Right, but still 6-0 is 6-0.
That is interesting.
So I think if the Dodgers advance, hell, whoever advances, I do
Mhm.
think the Brewers will give them, if the Brewers get past the Cubs today or on Saturday, I think the Brewers can give them a series for sure, because they got home field. But we'll see.
I'm trying to think, what is the
Best matchup remaining?
Yeah, the best matchup remaining. Exactly. What's the best matchup?
I would love a little throwback. Phillies Blue Jays. Bring me back to early 90s.
Phillies Blue Jays World Series.
Yeah.
They played in 93. Joe Carter.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Bad arrogance. The Phillies right here at Dodger Stadium. I'm trying to think of some possible. I mean, I'm all for the Mariners being in the World Series.
I am too. I think the one series that you'd get record low
Brewers Tigers
numbers is either Tigers Brewers or Mariners Brewers.
Yeah,
you're not getting
right.
many people watching that. Like,
you're 100%.
If Fox could crack 9 million, I think that's a win.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's such a big difference between that and, let's say, the Dodgers being in the World Series.
Dodgers Blue Jays would draw. I think Phillies Blue Jays would draw.
Yeah,
Cubs.
right. American League doesn't have a lot of like sex appeal. There's no Red Sox. There's no Yankees.
Cubs Mariners would draw from a standpoint just the Cubs would bring in the viewers.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, look at the 2016 ratings when the Cubs snapped their forever drought.
Yeah,
they were unbelievable.
Right, but
the Cubs went 7 games.
But the Cubs don't have that
Not
like
anymore.
allure.
No, they don't anymore.
Aura.
And I don't think any team has a Cubs or like it's not like the Mariners like, oh, the whole nation's going to be watching as the Mariners go for their first World Series.
No, it's not like in football where if the Lions or the Bills made the Super Bowl, that's going to draw a massive number because everyone wants to see one of those teams win their first Super Bowl in franchise history.
That kind of, we talked to Cynthia Ferlin about that this week. Lions Bills, if that was the actual matchup, is so appealing.
I would love that.
Because it's an every Super Bowl is all or nothing, but some of these teams have 5 titles. Like, so if it's Eagles, Bills, well, if the Eagles lose, whatever, they've won Super Bowls before. But Bills, Lions, to be on the wrong side of that is so excruciating. If it's Buffalo, all you do is lose in those games historically. And if it's Detroit, it's like, are you serious? We get to the Super Bowl and lose?
Again, I want the Niners in there.
Yeah, you do.
I mean,
I can confirm that's what
you kind of, at some point in the history of football.
Yeah.
Chris Berman's going to be right. At some point, we are going to get Bills Niners in the Super Bowl. Like we have to. In the history of the sport, we have to get at least 1 year Bills Niners in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, can we give Chris Berman his wish, please? Because every year in the 90s, practically every year, Chris Berman's Super Bowl pick was Bills Niners. Every single year, Bills Niners, Bills Niners, Bills Niners.
And they didn't meet in the 4 straight?
Nope. But the
Cowboys, Giants. Cowboys beat them 3 times?
Cowboys. I know Giants, Cowboys twice.
And who else? Redskins?
Maybe, yeah. I think it might have been Giants, Redskins, Cowboys. I have I forget.
No, I mean it may have been. Bills all-time Super Bowl
my Bills history is up to par.
That's soft. They lost to the Giants, Redskins, Cowboys.
Yeah.
All teams from the NFC East in Super Bowl 25, 26, 27, 28. Remember, the first one is the game they easily could have won, Norwood.
Right.
And then from there, it just got,
blowouts.
There were some blowouts in there. They lost 52-17 one year. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
All right, Greg Camarillo. Speaking of the NFL, he played in it. Former NFL wide receiver, football night in San Diego with Darnay Triple. Join us on the other side. We'll look ahead to Thursday Night Football tonight between the Eagles and the Giants, and this weekend as well in the National Football League. Greg Camarillo on the other side. Chris Hodge with free picks for our listeners at 4:30, and Darnay Triple join us at 5:30. Hour 3 of John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
All right, this update's brought to you by Lowe's. Postseason baseball right now, Dodgers and Phillies, game 4 of the series. Dodgers have a 2-1 lead, and we are still scoreless in the top of the 4th inning there. Cubs Brewers, game 4 of that series, later tonight, 6:08 first pitch at Wrigley Field. Thursday night football tonight in the Meadowlands, we have the Giants and the Eagles. Starts at 5:15, and at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760, the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with Rich John and head coach Sean Lewis from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them, so we're helping you with deals on top brands like Scott's, Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
All right, hour 3, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Always great to connect with Greg Camarillo, who was a former NFL wide receiver. You can catch him every Sunday night, football night in San Diego with Darnay Tripp, Rich Ornberger. Darnay's actually going to join us coming up, Greg, in about 90 minutes at 5:30. And shoot, I'm calling a football game this weekend with Rich. It's like, wow. It's like,
wow, you got the whole squad.
Got the whole band together.
We're going to call Todd and then Derek next, and we're just going to have everybody on the show.
I love that. I think it's a very good idea. Greg, let's start with tonight. Eagles, Giants, you typically, the Eagles, they were coming off a Super Bowl victory and they win every single time they play seemingly, but they lost this past weekend. And what's interesting is we saw this note on television. We may have talked about it here. The Eagles have been outgained in all 5 games they've played this year. Is there any cause for concern with Philadelphia tonight on the road, short week in New York?
Tonight, no. In the future, yes. So their problem is the second half. The last 2 games, they have just been abysmal in the second half. Now, they're good enough throughout the course of the game and through the first half where it's not a huge concern. But 2 weeks ago, they had 0 passing yards in the second half, which is unacceptable. And then you got A.J. Brown tweeting things out like, hey, don't forget about your guy over here. And so, they've got some things to work out. And to me, that's a coaching thing that they need to change the mentality for the second half. So you go into halftime, coaches come flying in to make their adjustments. But then when you're on the field in the second half, you then have to adjust to what the other team has done for adjustments. And I'm not putting the full blame on the coaches. It's obviously the players got to make some plays too. But they got to get that fixed, because when they start playing the better competition, you can't just sit out a half. Now, the New York Football Giants, they are not better competition. They've got 1 win. It was against the Chargers when the Chargers were reeling with offensive line injuries, and the first game of Jackson Dart, which was a lot of fun to watch. He brought a lot of energy. The Chargers weren't ready for the amount of running he was going to do. But, in NFL, you can only get fooled once, and then you got tape on a guy, and Jackson Dart's not going to just cruise around the whole field again. And he lost his number 1 receiver in Malik Neighbors to an injury. So I see this being a heavy victory for the Eagles.
Is the Jaguars win on Monday night over the Chiefs enough for you to put them in the hey, this team's legit category?
Yes, but it's more for me, the Chiefs are still struggling category.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have seen the Chris Jones play at the end of the game when, that was a problem. And that was, to me, now this is a veteran player. He knows that he needs to do better. It's not knocking him. It's pointing out, I think they've just gotten a little too lax. They've won a bunch of Super Bowls. They're in the playoffs every year. They know come January, we can turn it on. And I'm sure Chris Jones can turn it on in January. But it just, to me, points out that there's just really no urgency. This is literally like the last play of the game. If you tackle the guy, the clock probably runs out and they get a victory, and you've got one of your veteran players kind of standing around watching. It's just they need that urgency. They need that fire that you kind of get when you're hungry, and they have been eating well for years. So they're not as hungry as other teams, but maybe that fire and being called out will turn that on for them. But for me, it's more of a concern of where the Chiefs are than the Jaguars being that amazing.
Well, let's continue that conversation. Greg Camarillo is with us, played receiver in the NFL. You can catch him on football night in San Diego on Sunday nights after actually Lions and Chiefs. So the Chiefs get the Lions at home. There's something like a 1 or 1.5 point favorite. How intrigued are you by this matchup, and what are your expectations here?
Oh, I love it. And especially coming on after Sunday Night Football, we want a good game to be played so the viewers stay tuned in. I like the Lions more than I like the Chiefs right now. And the Lions light up the scoreboard. They've got a few holes on defense, but I have more faith in their game and their sense of urgency. And like I mentioned, when you win a Super Bowl, they talk about the Super Bowl hangover. I've never won a Super Bowl, so I don't know what that feels like, but you see it from the Chiefs. They know they just cruise into the playoffs every year, where the Lions get close and can't quite get there to that championship. And so that fuels their fire. And I see that more from their team. Dan Campbell, the man that said they're going to be biting kneecaps on their way up from the ground, like that mentality is what's allowing them to flourish better this early in the season. And so this is a big test, a fun test. But in my mind, the Lions would be the favorites. And I know it's at Kansas City. And so the Chiefs are hard to play there, but the Lions right now are the better football team.
So there's been this, thing that's going on in the NFL where players like to drop the football before crossing the goal line. It's a problem, right? It's happening, week after week. And you're like, what the heck's going on here? But I want to talk about the incident that happened on the sideline with Jonathan Gannon and Amari DeMarcado, and Jonathan Gannon getting in his face, but, more importantly, putting his hands on him. If you were in that situation as a former NFL player, what would your mindset be there if a coach ever put his hands on you? And what's your take on that?
Oh, that's a tough one. That crosses a border. You are asking NFL players to basically go to war between the whistles. You are going face to face with another gigantic strong man, and you're battling. But as soon as that whistle stops, you have to stop. And we rag on players for penalties for fighting afterwards. You get ejected for throwing a punch. So we need to expect the same, if not more, from coaches. You are the leader of a team. There has to be a boundary somewhere where what's right and what's not right. And it's really hard. Like that is a tough thing to do. Everyone is playing with full passion, full emotion. They've prepared all week, maybe even their whole lives for that type of moment, but you got to shut it off. And so, we expect that from players, and we got to expect the same from coaches. And, the NFL threw a fine that way. I think it was $100,000. And so that'll teach you a quick lesson.
Yeah, it will.
It sure will. Greg Camarillo is with us right now. Again, the former NFL wide receiver. Is there any coming back from this for Baltimore, specifically on defense, where they're now pacing to allow the most points in a season in NFL history? Think about that. The Baltimore Ravens are on pace to allow the most points ever surrendered in a season in NFL history. They're 31st in yards allowed. They're 29th in run defense. They're 31st in pass defense. Now they're in a soft division. Is this recoverable from, so to speak?
No, I don't think so. I held out hope. I'm a big Lamar Jackson fan. Yep. I held out hope through the first several weeks as they're just playing. They're playing tough teams. They played the Bills, they played the Lions, they played the Chiefs. They're going to recover from this. And then you look at their schedule and they got the Texans. They'll be fine. And then they lose Lamar Jackson. And you see why he was an MVP when he's not on the field. And I know that doesn't explain the defensive side of things, but the drop off of their team without Lamar Jackson was night and day. They looked terrible. They looked like they couldn't move the ball. Looked like they had no hope. And that impacts the defense. When your offense can't go out there and score, you have a little bit less belief, that if you go make a play, the difference is made and you could win the game. But no, I don't think it's recoverable. Unfortunately, I think this is just going to be a rough year for the Ravens. And they're going to take a look in the mirror and try to figure out where they went wrong. And come back because, Derrick Henry is towards the latter years of his career. And Lamar Jackson can still play when he's healthy. So they still got a window to go make things happen. But I don't think this year is the year.
You guys followed this game on, football night in San Diego last Sunday, Patriots, Bills. That was kind of like a coming out party a little bit for Drake May and maybe the Patriots as well. any stock into the Patriots in the AFC making a run for the postseason potentially, or do you think that was just maybe a one-off that they won that game on the road at Buffalo?
Yeah, it's before that game, I would have said absolutely not. After that game, I'm questioning it a little bit. The Patriots could make a little bit of a run. And, anytime you've got the Jets and Dolphins in your division, you're almost automatically going to be top two because of that, which is tough to say about my former team.
Yeah.
It's division games. You get more hype for them. A guy like Stephon Diggs going back to his former team, you get more hype for that. That was some of the most fun games I ever had, is playing against my former team. And so I don't want to say it's a one-off because they're a decent team, but I don't think this immediately puts them in a ranking above the Bills. They're not suddenly better than the Bills.
No.
And so, it just shows what a receiver like Stephon Diggs can do for a quarterback. And Drake May is a decent quarterback, and Stephon Diggs elevated him to the next level, kind of like what we saw in Buffalo. Josh Allen, a good quarterback, when he had Stephon Diggs, elevated to the next level. Now, Josh Allen has stayed at the next level, but I don't think the Patriots are suddenly a contender for a Super Bowl. They're a solid team that can give people headaches, but I don't expect to see them playing in February.
Greg Camarillo with us right now, and again, spent a good amount of time playing for the Dolphins. Let's talk about the Dolphins' opponent, the Chargers, this weekend, right? Chargers are going to be in Miami. It feels like an important spot for the Chargers, does it not? They started 3-0. They're now 3-2. They're only a 3.5-point road favorite. How important is this weekend for the Chargers making the cross-country trip again?
It's important, and it's sad what's happened to the Chargers, and it's not anything to me that you can really just go fix. It's not a strategy change. It's not, you trade for one player and you figure that out. They're just devastated at offensive line. They lost an all-pro left tackle early in the season, gone for the season. Joe Alt got hurt. Becton had concussion issues. I think Pipkins got hurt last game. They're literally playing with a second O-line and maybe even a third stringer in there. And this is why quarterbacks in the preseason, we watch them like Shedeur Sanders and we're like, oh man, this guy's going to be great. And he's running for his life, or his numbers are terrible, because you're playing with backup O-linemen. And that's exactly what we're seeing from the Chargers. It looks like preseason play. Herbert is getting smacked. He's still playing well, but he's taking way too many hits. One will eventually lead to Herbert getting hurt. And so for them to be on the same level as the Miami Dolphins, who also look terrible this year, is concerning. And so, I don't look at it like this is a must-win game, because to them, they just need to get healthy, which appears to be too tall of a task. But Herbert is doing his best, and he's slinging that ball around, and he's fun to watch, but he can't keep taking a beating like that.
Final one for me, Greg, as we head into week 6 tonight and this weekend. It's hard to say that Baker Mayfield isn't in the early lead for MVP of the league. I mean, without him, Bucs are not where they are at, obviously. And he's playing at a different level right now, it feels like.
Yeah, I love the fact that he's in the MVP race, just because he's fun to watch. He plays with the pizzazz, with the energy. Especially with it's all fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of, and we'll take this all the way back to San Diego, a team I was on in 2006, the San Diego Chargers. We were 14-2. No matter what happened in a game that year, we had a belief that we could come back and win. No matter what bad situation we're in, how much we were down, whether there was a turnover or not, the feel on the sideline, the feel on the team was, we can go win. I had a coach that said winning begets winning, which means that once you figure out how to win, you know that you can keep winning. And that's exactly where the Bucs are right now. It doesn't matter what situation they're in, as long as they can get the ball with some amount of time left and 8 points or less, they're going to find a way to go win a game. And it's sustainable as long as you believe. You can, as long as you believe you can make it happen, they can go make it happen. And that's exactly where the Bucs are. And it's Baker Mayfield that's fueling all that. So I love to see a guy that was kind of written off from other teams get a chance for a resurgence in his career, and that's exactly what he's doing. And it looks like he's having fun doing it.
It's an amazing story, and he certainly made the most of it here to start 2025. Greg Camarillo, Greg, always appreciate it. Enjoy Rich and Darnay and the crew on Sunday night, football night in San Diego. After that Sunday night football game, we'll do it again next week, all right?
I appreciate it, fellas.
All right, great stuff from Greg Camarillo, who played at Stanford, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you see they had a $50 million donation yesterday to Stanford?
Was that from Greg?
I was going to ask him. 50 mil.
Greg, didn't know you were rolling in that type of money, bro.
If you had an extra 50, are you giving it to Stanford football? If you were just rolling in it, I mean, look, that's a lot of money.
You got to be rolling in the B's to be like,
so
here's
50 here, 50 there.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, reactions to the baseball postseason. On the other side, Chris Hodge taking Vegas will join us coming up at 4:30. Darnay Tripp at 5:30. It's Sean and Jim. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30. He's got free NFL and college picks for our listeners. And then Darnay Tripp will join us at 5:30. Also this hour, your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to Howl O Scream at SeaWorld San Diego.
Boo.
I want to be one of the actors.
No, you don't.
I want to dress up in like blood and like ghoul.
Here's the thing.
Worse.
If you dressed up as one of those actors and you tried to scare somebody, one of the people that has paid to go through there would end up scaring you. Like you would,
even if I had like the scare mask on, you know what I'm talking about? That scary thing?
Yeah. You would jump around a corner, no one would be there, and some random person would be like, hey, and you'd be like,
like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, you would be scared.
John's way of scaring people would be like, ooh, look, ants.
No, I love my idea of one of the houses being like Padres with runners in scoring position.
Oh no, Manny's up again with runner at third and less than 2 outs.
Darvish is starting if you turn left.
Darvish is starting an elimination game.
Yeah, choose your door.
Yeah.
Darvish starting game 3 or Machado with 2 on and 1 out.
A runner at second with less than with no outs. And then all of a sudden you see the bunt.
Right?
Bunt.
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. But I also disagree.
That my amusement park idea.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Seriously.
The worst thing ever.
My idea of an amusement park where there are rides based on team names.
Yeah, it's the worst thing ever.
Like NBA World. Like Disney World, where you can go on the Grizzlies ride and you can get mauled by a grizzly. Or you can go like in the NFL world. It's like you go mine.
Do you want to die?
NFL world, go mine for gold on the San Francisco ride. That's fun. One person a day walks away with $50K in gold.
Okay.
Or like 76ers ride, like go found the country. Come up with new amendments. You know? There's just so much potential.
Come up with new amendments.
But whatever. The Bill of Rights. I don't even know what they came up with.
Come up with the Bill of
Like Phillies, you just sit there smoking cigars.
Help rewrite the Constitution.
Right. I think it has potential.
No, it doesn't.
Lakers, flume ride. Right? You know, the Lakers, like water. So it's a water ride.
Oh my gosh.
So like a water roller coaster. Trying to think of other good team names in sports. Trailblazers, perfect roller coaster. Or like a train ride.
I guess it's a good thing the Wizards aren't the Bullets anymore then, huh?
Yeah. Magic spells. Woo.
Oh yeah, but bullets
shoot you.
Well, bullets used to be the bullets.
Oh my god.
Right?
Too soon.
What's too soon?
I don't know.
What's too soon?
Don't do a hockey world, John, because the Avalanche and
yeah. A lot of these rides involve like death, according to you.
Correct.
That's not a fun ride.
No, some would be fun, like the Heat.
You burn.
You're right. They're all like death related.
John's gonna run up to people and go, your plane only has a 99.9% chance of landing.
Exactly.
That's a ride. That's a fun ride. You should go on that one.
That's great. Phillies, Dodgers, scoreless bottom 5, Dodger Stadium.
Do something, meme.
Both ways.
Just do something.
Yeah.
Great pitching. Kind of feels like this game. First one to get on the board is
yeah, definitely.
Driver's seat for sure.
Sanchez, Glasnow's through 5.
Hold
Sanchez is pitching.
I thought it was the 6th because I was going to say Sanchez has thrown 48 pitches
in the 5th inning. That's nothing.
No outs in the 5th.
That's nothing, right?
That's not a
By
lot.
and large, you could go 5, 6, 7 innings in this game.
I would keep him out there as long as possible. If you're the Phillies, I mean, if this thing's scoreless, you can't go to your bullpen.
No, not if he's throwing 50 pitches.
You empty the tank. You're not pitching again in this series. Next time you'll pitch would be in the NLCS. Empty the tank here, bro.
Yeah, or in 2026. That's your point.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm riding Sanchez until hopefully you score a run or two here.
Yeah, like yesterday, what was the final 8-2 maybe yesterday? Philly scored 8 runs yesterday.
Yeah, it all started with a Schwarber bomb, which let's be real here. They measured it at 455.
It went over the roof.
That's longer than 455.
Had to be. I thought the same thing.
117 miles per hour off the bat. Like what?
Dude, he hit some absolute bombs. It's incredible.
He is. When he gets a hold of one, dude.
Oh my gosh.
They were showing his longest postseason home runs last night, too.
Yeah.
He hit one with the Cubs. I forget when he did that. But we all remember 2022 game 1 of the NLCS here at Petco Park. We were both there.
We were
in the auxiliary press box.
Yeah, down the left field line.
That's the farthest ball I've ever seen hit in person. Farthest ball I've ever seen.
What was the distance on that? I think
488.
I was going to say he's got 3 of the 5 longest in StatCast era in the postseason.
It was either 488 or 470 something.
Either way,
ball went far. And
he does.
I remember I think Soto was in right field at the time.
Did he move?
He didn't move.
He should have gone back. He could have made a plan, I think.
Like PCA in game 2.
Yeah.
Where the ball went 50 feet off the wall in center field and he jumps like he's trying to bring it back.
And that meme is awesome because somebody photoshopped him. So he's like 800 feet in the air.
Like, bro, talk about it's like not fake hustle, but like you're not getting that ball.
No, you have no shot. All right, Chris Hodge, he has free picks for our listeners. He's got Thursday Night Football. He's got a college play. He's got an NFL weekend play for us. Chris Hodge, back with us on the other side. This is John and Jim.
This update is brought to you by Lowe's. Score update in the Phillies-Dodgers Game 4 at Dodger Stadium. We are still scoreless as we're heading to the top of the 6th inning. Definitely a pitcher's duel there. And then Cubs-Brewers Game 4 that series later tonight, 6:08. First pitch at Wrigley Field. Thursday night football tonight. Eagles and Giants, 5:15 kickoff time to kick off Week 6 in the NFL. And tonight at 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with Rich, John, and Coach Lewis from 6 to 7 right here on San Diego Sports 760. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. So we're helping you with deals on top brands like Scott's Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
All right, let's get Chris Hodge back in here. Sports Investors Daily, presented by TakingVegas.com. You can hear him each and every weekend on San Diego Sports 760, Saturdays from 8 to 9 a.m. But before we go anywhere, because we felt it here in San Diego, Padres losing 3 to the Cubs. You're Yankees. You're a diehard, lifelong Yankees fan. Your Yankees bow out. Tad, insult to injury. What happened today between you and your wife? And thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, it's good to be with you guys. And my wife decided to steal my cell phone while I was asleep last night, so I should press charges on her for doing that, right? And she changes my alarm tone to "Oh Canada." So when I wake up, my alarm, this is oddly enough, we don't have to get into this story. My alarm is set for 5:19 a.m. I wake up to "Oh Canada," and then I hear her laughing. It's terrible.
Wow.
It's unforgivable. I'd rather her tell me she cheated on me. It's an unforgivable offense.
I had the same thing kind of happen to me one time when the Eagles played the Niners in the NFC title game. And when the Eagles scored the first touchdown, me and my wife, who's a diehard Eagles fan, we weren't watching in the same room. And we have a dog camera in our house, and she was at her friend's house watching the Eagles game. She goes on the dog camera because there's a microphone on there, and one of her friends starts to play the Eagles chant.
Oh, it's terrible.
It was so.
This is why the divorce rate is at 50%. Stuff like this.
I know how you feel.
All right, let's get to the order at hand. So, Chris Hodge, for our listeners, by the way, this year with all the free picks, if you include the text line and what he's given out on John and Jim, he is 10-5 this year with the free picks. The text line and with what he's given out on John and Jim. So last week you won with Florida. I think on the text line, you were 0 with the free plays on John and Jim, but you're 7-3 overall with those free plays on John and Jim. So let's get to tonight. We have Eagles Giants tonight. How can our listeners get that game?
Same as always. And if you guys don't know by now or don't hear it in the accent, I am from New York. We know this game very, very well. We do very well with this game basically every single year. So Philadelphia and New York tonight, text the word win to the number 545454. You get this pick absolutely free. It's a game we really like. And look, everyone knows Philadelphia is the better football team, right? No one's ever going to debate that. But Philadelphia hasn't looked great this year. They're coming off a bad loss against Denver, which they had the game won and screwed it up. And then the Giants just go do Giant-type things where they lose to the Saints. But, you know, if you look at Philly -7, it's a tough game to call because you know they're the better team, but they just haven't been playing well. So it's a very tough game for the public. We've done all the research. We've gotten into it. Obviously, we know these two teams very well. So just text the word win to the number 545454, and you get the pick automatically sent back to you. No one else to talk to. You get it for free.
All right, let's go to Saturday. I can't wait to hear your take on Arch Manning. Oklahoma, Texas. What do you got for that one?
All right. So here's the thing with this kid, and I hate to say, put the jury out on a kid that only has 5 or 6 career starts, but he has not looked good. Okay. And now if you look at what he did against the Ohio State defense, now first game on the road. Okay. But if you look what he just did against Florida, I mean, this was not good. And now you're playing Oklahoma, who many people don't know this, right? Oklahoma is the number 2 ranked defense for scoring defense, and they get after the quarterback. They're number 1 nationally in quarterback sacks a game. They're averaging 4 sacks a game. And this has been a problem for Arch Manning because he hasn't been able to – he holds on to the ball too long. And then when he does decide to make a decision, it doesn't seem like it's the right decision. So from that perspective, we feel he's going to struggle. But here's the thing with Oklahoma, which makes this game very tough. Is it going to be Michael Hawkins Jr., who is their backup quarterback, or is it going to be Mateer, who's coming off the surgery of the broken hand? Now, if Mateer was a starter in this game, I'd say this is easy money. I say Oklahoma's got the better defense. Their quarterback is back, and they're going to be good. If it's Hawkins, I say, hey, this game might be tough. So here's where we're going to lean with this. We're going to go with the under. All right, it's 43.5. Oklahoma has been playing great on defense. Texas has not been scoring. And with the quarterback situation for Oklahoma, we feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game. So under 43.5. Listen, the Red River is always a great game, but I feel like this one might be a boring defensive game. I know the total is low, but I think it stays under the posted number.
All right, so the plays under for the rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas. If you want tonight, Eagles-Giants, absolutely free. Just text the word win, WIN, to 545454. That's win to 545454. Let's transition to Sunday. Browns and Steelers in the AFC. What's your opinion there?
This is an all-timer right here. This is a terrible, terrible spot for Cleveland. Not just the fact that they played in London last week and blew a very winnable game. They had Minnesota beat last week. They needed one first down in that game, and they win the game. But now they come back from London. They got to go back on the road for a divisional opponent who is off a bye week. And they're starting a rookie quarterback. So, and this is his first, I don't consider the London game a road game. This is his first true road start. I mean, you cannot add up a worse situation for an NFL team. Now, there was a couple weeks ago where Las Vegas had played on a Monday night, and then they played the late Monday night game because the Terrence Crawford fight was in Las Vegas. So they moved the game from Sunday to Monday, and then they had to go play Washington on Sunday on the road, and they got the bricks beat off of them. They got destroyed. This is going to be the same situation. This team was in London last week. They're coming to play a divisional opponent who's a good football team and well coached, off a bye, who's getting healthy. And they're doing so with a rookie quarterback, and they're putting them on the road for the first time. If the Steelers don't win this game by 21, the Steelers can't win any game by 21. This should be a blowout from start to finish, in the fact that Pittsburgh is the better football team, and they have every factor in this game going their way, from rest to where the other team is coming from to the starting quarterback for the other team. This should be a blowout. Pittsburgh's -5.5. I'm thinking 34-10, 34-14 at worst. I really think it's going to be easy for Pittsburgh in this game. So I'll lay the points with them.
And I'm sure the Browns are reeling after trading away their fearless leader, Joe Flacco. So
it's the Browns. The
Browns are paying like 7 quarterbacks. It's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. Let's get to your podcast, Big Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. It's done really well so far. What can you tell us about that going forward?
Yeah, dropping tomorrow's episode. It should be up around 7 o'clock Eastern time. We have Jessica Hall on there, who's a former Playboy Playmate, and she's phenomenal doing what she does. And she's, working over at girls.gamble.live, which we've been speaking about. But me and JR are on it. You hear our radio show, Sports Investors Daily, every Saturday morning in San Diego. But, we're just talking about things that are going on in the sporting world. We're going to talk about Bill Belichick. Obviously, that little baby LeBron James now has sciatica, so he's out for 4 weeks. So we're going to speak about that as well. And just a couple other things. And then, we give out our free picks. Last week on the podcast, I gave out Virginia, who won outright. He gave out Indianapolis, who won easily. So we'll have 2 more free picks going tomorrow. So wherever you get your podcast, we video it. Obviously, you get audio as well. Bet Big, Talk Loud. I think you guys will be really happy with listening, especially what we have lined up for tomorrow.
Again, if you want Eagles-Giants, you can get it absolutely free. This game is tonight, coming up in about 35 minutes. Just text the word WIN, WIN, to 545454. That's WIN to 545454 if you want it absolutely free. Before you go, you're always talking to us about predictive markets, right, for sports wagering. What do you want our listeners to know about that's playing out right now?
It's a great system, and just completely keep it real, right? I haven't made a lot of money on it. I'm up right now in a month. I'm up 3,200, so it might not seem like a lot. But what this enables you to do, and Monday night was the perfect example. You buy in, let's say, for $650 on Kansas City. Now, when Kansas City goes up 14-0, you can buy out it and make $230 on this before anything ever happens. Now, it doesn't always happen like that, where the team you buy in on, you can buy out on because they might not be up, right? But this predictive market stuff is really, really good if you know what you're doing. And it's just another avenue to make money. So we've been testing it out on a smaller level, trying to make 250 to 300 on whatever games we get involved with. And, our customers are enjoying enjoying it as well. But it's just another thing with sports gambling as an investment. Now it's on investment platforms, which I've been talking about for years. So, we're offering this out now. It's real time. So we can only offer this to a certain amount of clients because we can't get to every client, and not every client has access to it anyway. But it's definitely something to look at, Kalshi and the other place I'm not going to mention, but it's definitely something that's interesting. And to be honest, I don't know if you guys have known this, FanDuel and DraftKings lost like 15% of their liquidity because of what's going on with this. And it happened basically overnight. So it looks like the sports gambling aspect is going more towards these investment platforms. It's not fully there yet, but it's definitely something to be interested in.
Good insight. Again, you can check everything out at takingvegas.com. And if you want tonight's Thursday night football game, absolutely free, Eagles and Giants, just text the word win, WIN, to 545454. Chris, always appreciate it, man. Let's do it again next week, all right?
Yeah, you understand it is hard for me to root for the Phillies, right?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, you understand that, right?
You understand it's hard for us to root for the Dodgers.
Yeah. Can they just both lose, I guess?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go Milwaukee.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate you.
Have a nice night, guys.
All right. Chris Hodge, you'll hear him this weekend. Sports Investors Daily presented by TakingVegas.com Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. On the other side, we're giving away a 4-pack of tickets to Hallow Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. Darnay Trip at 5:30. The wrap is still ahead. It's John and Jim.
Nice swing, Ohtani. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. San Diego Sports 760 congratulates all our $5,000 winners and iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference
and maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. Here come the Dodgers.
The Phillies going to blow this.
Well, they're not going to blow it because it's scoreless.
That's right. They can't blow anything.
But Christopher Sanchez cruising along until one out here in the 6th inning. What have we seen? Betts single, Teoscar Hernandez single?
Ohtani strikeout. He's 1 for 17 in the series.
Wow.
Betts.
What are they paying him? $2 million? That's a lot of money to do nothing.
Right.
It's a generational 1 for 17, though.
It is. I agree with that. See those strikeouts he had in game 1, though? Like on the mound.
Right. But gave up 3 runs.
But then, the Dodgers lineup's the Dodgers lineup. Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez. You got 2 on, 1 out. Freddie Freeman at the plate.
Right.
They just, yeah. But the good thing is, it seems like Tyler Glasnow might be out of this game. And we're going to we're getting into the Dodgers bullpen. Now, they have kind of stabilized things with Roki Sasaki as their new closer. But still, it's their Dodger bullpen. Tanner Scott is not there. He got taken off of the NLDS roster because of an injury, I think. And he won't be available, obviously, the rest of this series and the NLCS.
It's probably a win for the Dodgers.
Which they don't care. He's been awful this year.
You just go to Roki for a 9-out save?
No.
So, Roki's the first pitcher in baseball history who had never had a save in his career that had back-to-back saves in the postseason.
Like pretty crazy saves. It wasn't like, hey, we're up 6-0, and then we pitched 3 innings to get a save. Like
it's like, exactly. And he came on with men on base, right?
Yeah, runners at first and third with 2 outs.
So anyway, obviously the Phillies need to win this game to send it back to Philadelphia. I mean, you talk about
game 5.
I mean, think about that. Like if the Phillies do bring it back to Philadelphia, I don't know if they're the favorite because Ohtani's on the mound in game 5, but you might consider them the favorite at home with a chance to move on.
There's only been 3 teams that have come back from losing the first 2 games at home in the division series.
That's right.
You had the 0-1 Yankees. It showed on the screen. The 0-1 Yankees, but in this new format.
Yeah.
0-1 Yankees, where they lost the first 2, I think, to the Oakland A's. Remember that? It's the Jeter
of course, the flip
series.
Yep.
The 2012 Giants, where they lost the first 2 in San Francisco, and they had 3 straight in Cincinnati. And then the 2015 Blue Jays against the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
That's it.
And that's you're saying since we've gotten to like a NLDS or division series format?
5-game division series matchup, NLDS.
Right. Not NLCS, because remember, there used to be 5-game NLCSs.
Right. But
I'll give you an example of one. The Padres trailed the Cubs 2 games to none.
Right.
But again, that was championship series.
Yeah.
Not a divisional series.
Not a divisional series, no. And were the first 2 games at home for the Padres in '84?
No.
So that doesn't match up because it's losing the first 2 games at home in the division series.
Well, I don't care if it matches up. I just wanted to say
that's the whole point. The whole point of the stat.
Okay,
the first 2 at home.
Fair. By the way, we're going to give away a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld's Hallow Scream in 5 minutes. So be listening for that. We'll give away a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld's Hallow Scream in 5 minutes. When do Cubs and Brewers play?
6:08.
All right, so not for another hour. We'll get Thursday Night Football in about 20 minutes or something between the Eagles and the Giants.
We got this really good Tulane East Carolina matchup.
Oh yeah. Did Erin get out of work early to watch her Pirates take on?
I know she's at home right now. Maybe she has the double screen on where she's watching a little ECU.
Bravo and ECU?
No. Little ECU Phillies action. And then we're going to have the triple box with the
Eagles.
ECU Phillies and Eagles.
Right.
It's like Erin's like dream sport night.
You're the only San Diego household tonight.
Yes.
Watching ECU Tulane, Dodgers, Phillies, Eagles, Giants with rooting interest in all 3 of those games.
Yeah, because they're
only San Diego household with rooting interest.
Right, exactly.
In those 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Unless there's another ECU graduate
who grew up in Philly.
Right. Who's watching those 3 games tonight. So did the Phillies get out of this?
They
totally
got out.
Wow. Did he get out of first and third 1 out or first and second 1 out?
First and second.
So Christopher Sanchez goes 6 scoreless innings. Like, do something. If this was the Padres and we watch Dylan Cease go 6 scoreless. You better win the game.
He's only at 79 pitches.
Does he stay out there?
I'm keeping him out there.
He's through the lineup like he's into the third time through, obviously.
Just let him finish out the third time through.
Right, because he just got through the heart of the lineup.
He did. Yeah.
You know what the weird contrast between this series and like the Padres Cubs series? The starter could have a shutout through like 4 innings, and the Padres Cubs series, we're already like, oh, he gave up 1 hit. We got to pull him.
He's got to go.
He's got to go. You can't even risk leave him in there, even though he's got a shutout. And here, it's like the starters are still in going into the 7th. And
like, yeah, just pitch. Like, you pitch you well. Who cares if it's third time through?
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, yes, can you get beat? But anyone can.
The analytic part of baseball is like, it's just so strict where you're like, can't have him pitch the third time through the lineup.
Can't face Betts a third time. Okay. I mean, what if he gets him out?
What if he's rolling?
Yeah, I mean, he just got through the third time, the top of the Dodgers lineup,
like
in the 6th.
They didn't even they wouldn't even allow Cease to finish a second time through the lineup in Chicago in Game 2.
Yeah, what did Cease go? He was great. He only went 4 2/3.
No, 3 2/3.
He went 3 2/3 innings.
Yeah, and we said it was a great outing for him because he pitched very well, and
they won the game.
They did, but if they won Game 1, maybe they let Cease go longer.
Good point.
So all about circumstance.
But also, don't you feel like tactically the Mike Schilt is so like, I got to get to my bullpen. It's my strength. It's like every effort was given to get to their bullpen. Where the Phillies and the Dodgers like, we don't want our bullpen in the game.
What makes Mike Schilt so frustrating is how he's not going to change. He's just he's going by
his way.
He's not changing it up.
Right.
He is going to put 3 straight lefties in the lineup no matter what. And then he's going to bitch and complain about how everybody else bitched and complained about him not playing lefties when that, wasn't really even why people were upset. But anyway, and then he's going to go to the starting rotation and be like, can't let these guys face, line for a third time or a second time. And then I have to go here and I have to have a rise in the 2-hole. I have to do this. Like, all right.
He's so rigid. And I do think he's aware of the criticism. Like, he's brought it up. Like, I heard what they were saying about my lineups.
Right.
Like, he's aware of it, but he's not going to change his ways. If anything, I would say moving forward, he digs in more. He's not a young manager. He's now a seasoned manager.
Yeah. I think that's a bad quality to have as a manager.
Like, he's so set in his ways.
Yeah. And also to bring up the fact that he heard everybody, he quote unquote heard everyone complaining about the lefties. To me, it's like you gotta block that.
Like, you don't need to watch the wrap-up show.
No, you don't have to just like block it out, dude. I know you get interviewed and you get questions asked to you by the very hard-hitting media in San Diego, but like you gotta block that out.
Yeah,
but also maybe sometimes you need to listen because sometimes the suggestions that are being thrown out there outside the organization by media and fans
might make sense.
Absolutely.
By the way, Christopher Sanchez, 6 innings, 5 hits, and 5 strikeouts at Dodger Stadium.
Yep.
And Tyler Glasnow, 6 innings, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts against the Phillies. So they both went 6 today. And Sanchez might stay out there, but Glasnow's night is over.
Glasnow's day is done. His first start for the Dodgers in the postseason. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, like you said.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
This is an issue, as in the Dodgers rotation.
Yeah,
I mean, is formidable. So we'll see. They're in the 7th inning at Dodger Stadium. We promised you a 4-pack of tickets to Hallow Scream. Who wants 4 free tickets to Hallow Scream? 4 tickets, Jim, for free. Call right now if you want them. Caller 7, you're going 877-767-4760. Pick up your phone right now and call for a free 4-pack of tickets to Hallow Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. 877-767-4760. This year, new horrors awaken. 5 haunted houses, 8 terrifying scare zones, hidden speakeasies, and the thrills of coasters after dark. Select nights now through November 1st. Get tickets.
The Christmas tree
at SeaWorld.com/San Diego.
Those
what are you
lines
talking about?
Are lighting up like a Christmas tree.
Look at those lines. All right. On the other side, we'll get to the wrap at 5:30. Darnay Triple join us. We have yellow card tickets to give away in the 5 o'clock hour. Final hour of John and Jim next. Hey guys, it's Schaefer again, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer with new vehicles arriving daily, including their most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll get back to the trucks in a moment, but whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today because it is Trucktober at your Toyota dealer. The best time to get into a new Toyota truck. They've got the largest inventory of Tacomas and Tundras ready to roll. The Tacoma is known for its legendary toughness, off-road capability, and everyday efficiency, perfect for weekend adventures or just tackling your to-do list. And the Tundra brings serious power, impressive towing capacity, and bold design, plus the latest tech and comfort features. Whether you need a truck that's built for the trails, built for work, or built for your family's next adventure, Toyota's got you covered this Trucktober. We make it easy. See your Toyota dealer today.
All right, this update is brought to you by Lowe's, Padres, Dodgers, and Phillies. Game 4 in LA. Right now, we're in the top of the 7th inning. We are still scoreless. Dodgers, of course, lead that series 2-1. Phillies looking to force a game 5 this weekend. Dodgers looking to close this thing out and head back to the NLCS. And then Cubs, Brewers, game 4 of that series in Chicago, 6:08 first pitch time there. Brewers looking to move on to the NLCS as well as they have a 2-1 series lead. Thursday night football kicks off week 6 in the NFL. Giants and Eagles, 5:15 kickoff in the Meadowlands. And then tonight at 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with Rich, John, and Coach Lewis at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. So we're helping you with the deals on top brands like Scott's, Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL. Double.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is the final hour of John and Jim, and we will have Darnay Tripp from NBC7 join us in 30 minutes at 5:30. We do have a giveaway this hour as well, yellow card tickets. But let's not bury the lead. I think since you spoke, did you say it was scoreless or 1-0?
I said it was scoreless.
You're a liar.
Well, I didn't see Castellanos' RBI double.
So Nick Castellanos has given the Phillies a 7th inning lead at Dodger Stadium. Now it is only 1-0. But I mean, imagine if they get this back to Philadelphia, everything changes. I mean, I could see the Phillies potentially as a small favorite at home. I don't know if that's true or not. But from 2-0 down going to Dodger Stadium to a 7th inning lead in Game 4, tables have turned. Right?
Yeah. If we can get back to Philly, there's 2 narratives that will be had after the game.
Let me hear the narratives. I want to hear
And it's probably only going to be one because ESPN and Major League Baseball can't help themselves with Ohtani.
Okay.
Ohtani will be on the mound for Game 5 if there's a Game 5.
You're right. Starting.
He's 1 for 17 at the plate in this series.
He's the first ever player to be 1 for 17 at the plate and start a decisive game.
Now, he'll have an opportunity in this game to hit again. So this game is not over. 1-0 is nothing.
Of course not.
Nothing. But I'm just saying, if we get to a Game 5, if Ohtani shoves and the Dodgers win, oh my God, it's gonna be so insufferable.
Oh, that almost makes it worse.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so insufferable.
But what about the other world?
Then
where the Phillies beat the Dodgers?
No one's gonna say anything about Ohtani. If Ohtani blows up and has a bad Game 5,
I'll say something.
We'll say something.
We'll
say something.
Yeah.
And then troll Dodger fans will be like, no, we won a World Series last year. Where's the Padres World Series?
2020 counts too.
Mickey Mouse.
You know what would happen? ESPN would be like, Ohtani's been dealing with a hamstring injury that he didn't tell anybody about.
We drew 4 million fans. Our stadium's big.
How's the Padres trophy case?
How many?
Dodger fans, do you realize that doesn't affect me and John?
How many?
We're not affected by that at all.
How many NLDS games did you win this year?
We lead the league in attendance after the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this voice?
I don't know. But
there's a long way to go for the Phillies. I mean, there's a long way to go.
We're in the 7th inning, and the Phillies are just taking a 1-run lead. So that's something.
Hold on, I'm looking at something.
Oh no, I saw that.
What is that? Because I didn't watch it.
Don't watch it. Somebody on social media posted
what Aaron Judge
said after getting eliminated compared to what Manny Machado said after getting eliminated.
Which is basically what?
Which is basically I don't know because I didn't listen to
it. And my guess is it's Judge saying all the right things, take accountability, not going after the media. And then it's like Manny saying why would you ask me that right now?
I mean, to be fair, Manny did take accountability, said it was his fault. He's got to be better. That just wasn't what was online that went viral.
He said a lot of things. Though.
He did. He
said a lot.
He did. And it is a little bit of hey, taking things out of context here with Manny. But what he said is what he said. And he went after Jake and kind of, didn't look great. And
Jake at CBS, by the way.
Right.
This isn't Jake Cronenworth or
no. Jake at CBS.
And what I don't even remember. The question was,
how do you assess the season? Which is a completely.
How do you assess it, Jake?
Well, you guys failed.
He's like, ask a better question. Swing the bat better. All right, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Who wins tonight's Eagles-Giants showdown?
Well, I'm hoping the Eagles, because that would be a really bad night in my household. Phillies lost if East Carolina lost, the Phillies lost, and the Eagles lost. We got some problems in our household, John.
Well, I don't know if East Carolina is going to win at Tulane, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Look, Tulane just tried a fake field goal.
They got stuffed?
And they got stuffed.
Okay.
So
all right. It's not over.
The momentum is back in East Carolina's favor, John.
I think the Eagles win tonight ugly. I don't think they cover the 7.5. I think they figure out a way to win. 21-17 Eagles in a game they're outgained in again. And Saquon Barkley runs for 90 yards.
Ugly
90.
Win. Well, I would appreciate if Jalen Hurts would have a couple touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, he will on the ground.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
He's my fantasy starting quarterback tonight, and I need that from my guy, Jalen.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Next question.
Will we ever see Taiwanese right-hander Lan Hong Soo in a Padres uniform?
Lan Hong Soo.
I already forgot who that is.
He's a time-winning right-hander.
The answer to that question, John, is no.
Very unlikely.
When you see him,
He'll be with the Brewers.
right?
He's included in the Ethan Salas trade.
Exactly.
In 2029.
We're not seeing this kid. He'll be used for a trade down the line. If we do see him, it won't be for at least like 5 years.
Oh, it's coming. 2030 season. He'll be here before you know it.
Perfect.
Pitching out of that bullpen.
Can't wait for that year.
6th inning. Lan Hong Soo. We may see him. It'll be a while.
What happens first? This is like a little bit of inside for me and you, but most of our listeners also watch us on the wrap-up show. What happens first? We see this kid in the big leagues, or we get 10,000 subs?
On the wrap-up show, probably see this kid in the big leagues.
Probably.
It's for like 100 subscribers shy of 10,000. Next question.
Is Saturday a must-win game for the Aztecs?
Not a must-win game because it's on the road. You're not like,
Right.
it's not a must-win game.
It's not like win and go to the Mount West Championship.
Right. But to feel good about yourselves and set up for a pretty big showdown with Fresno State heading into a bye week, it's an important game. It's not a must-win though, but it's an important game.
I agree with you. If you win it 5-1 within a win of bowl eligibility, a loss in the schedule is challenging. I mean, you have to go to Fresno, and there's no real layups in there. San Diego State's vastly improved, but I think Saturday goes a long way if they can get to 5-1 overall. Next question.
How much will the Lakers miss LeBron, who will start the season injured?
First time missing opening night in his career.
They're going to miss him.
You think? They'll miss LeBron James?
But this is an opportunity for,
Ronnie?
Luka to step up here. And obviously he didn't ask to be traded, nor did he choose to be traded to the Lakers. But if you're Rob Pelinka, you're looking at this as like, all right, we're about to see a glimpse into the future post LeBron. And this is, once LeBron leaves, they'll have a bunch of money freed up to go out and get other players. But still, this is the first glimpse into what the Lakers will look like post LeBron. So if you're Rob Pelinka and you're the Lakers and you're a Laker fan, not great that LeBron's going to miss some time to start the season. But it's also kind of a little bit of exciting time where you can be like, all right, let's see what this team looks like. Let's see what Luka can do when he's, the de facto number one without LeBron.
Let me ask you this. Let's say he misses October games. That's not much, right? The season starts the 21st. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. So let's just say October's out. Here are their games. Golden State, Minnesota home, at Sacramento, at Portland, at Minnesota, at Memphis.
3-3.
3-3. I was going to ask you, what do you think the record's going to be after 6 games without LeBron?
3-3.
Couple games against Minnesota.
I could see 4-2.
Okay.
3-3 though kind of feels right. 4-2. That'd be a great start for the Lakers,
right?
Especially without LeBron. But at the same time, that's why you got Luka.
That's exactly right.
I think,
you can't go 1-5 because you don't have LeBron. You have Luka.
Yeah, I think if you went 3-3, they would still be disappointed.
Right.
It's like, hey, we got Luka, Austin Reeves, we got some pieces here, and no excuses. No excuses.
I mean, it's such a long year.
You got Bronny, right?
And you don't even need excuses. I mean, who cares if you start 3-3?
Yeah, 3-3.
It's not like it's bad.
No, it's fine.
I mean, it's in the West.
And if you're LeBron, the thinking of it is this is why they got Luka, so they can give LeBron time to, not only rest, but not exert so much energy during the regular season as he's 70 years old. Save yourself for the postseason. By 70 years old, I mean in basketball years.
Did you watch Starting 5 on Netflix?
Nope.
It's not that good.
Oh, it's not?
No, there was a season 1 that's based on 2 years ago, LeBron's 21st season.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a season 2 coming out this week.
Okay.
That will profile 5 different players. I think Halliburton's one of them. So Kristen's excited, but it's okay. But it's interesting to get inside the psyche of LeBron. I mean, it's fascinating.
It is.
You would despise him more.
I already kind of
You would despise him more. You would think the world revolves around him watching this show, which it kind of does. But the way he talks about himself and his accomplishments, you would lose your mind.
Yeah, it's the longer this goes on, his career, and the longer that he trolls everybody with his retirement, and it turns out to be just like a branding deal online.
Right.
Hennessy. And the more you hear from LeBron about how great he is, like it to me, it just, I mean, Michael Jordan's sitting there like, thanks, like cool. I mean, the only person in the media that is on their knees every single day defending LeBron to the level that LeBron would want someone to defend him is Nick Wright. That's it. Everyone else sees right through LeBron. You only have one person that is just so hell-bent that LeBron is by far and away the greatest player in the history of the sport, and it's not even close, and that's Nick Wright. Everyone else sees through a proper lens of like, LeBron is great, no doubt about it. The things that LeBron has accomplished in his career in 22 seasons took Jordan 13 to do. And
Jordan has more rings.
Honestly, way less than that.
Right.
So like you can't, it's not apples to apples here when you compare the two players. LeBron's longevity, yes, that's better than Michael Jordan's. But like accomplishments, like, dude, come on, stop.
And Jordan quit halfway through to try and play Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And to use that, him quitting as like that something that's worse than what LeBron has done recently with teasing his retirement that ended up being some, promotion opportunity. I mean, come on, stop.
Awful missed strike call against the Phillies that results in a base runner for the Dodgers.
ABS.
With one out.
ABS.
Phillies lead 1-0. The 2-2 pitch was a strike called a ball.
Ooh.
And then later, Alex Call would walk. So the go-ahead run for the Dodgers at the plate. Phillies are leading 1-0 in Game 4 and the 7th inning.
You know what's going to happen here is Kike Hernandez is going to hit a 2-run homer.
Exactly.
Like, this is what
that was terrible. What we just saw here was kind of like the Bogart situation. This was very
bad.
Nah, probably not. But
I was
it was bad.
yapping my mouth. I didn't even see it.
It was bad. Rewind it. I mean, it was bad.
No, don't rewind it.
It was bad. All right. On the other side, we'll give away yellow card tickets coming up at 5:30. Darn a trip from NBC7. We'll join the show. Jim's back page is ahead. Don't go anywhere. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim. Darnay Tripp will join us in 12 minutes from NBC 7. San Diego Sports 760 has 13 chances to win $1,000 every weekday with the bonus bucks giveaway. That's every hour, 6 a.m. through 6 p.m. Listen for the keyword entered at sportssd.com. Next chance to win $1,000 coming up tomorrow, presumably at 1 p.m. Oh, you know what? Next chance to win is at 6 p.m.
Okay.
In 41 minutes.
Did you see today, John, that ESPN released the ESPN Inside the NBA regular season schedule?
I did.
And do you know how many dates they have this year where they're going to be pre and post?
I don't. I know like the first 2 days of the season or their first 2 ESPN broadcast days, and that's all I looked at.
They have 20 total.
It's nothing.
20
shows.
20.
The season is 8 months.
20. Like,
so is this
what?
much ado about not that much? 20 shows? We're talking about 20 shows?
20 shows.
Does that include the postseason?
It, at this moment in time, does not include the postseason.
Okay, well, if I get another 20 in the postseason.
And they said that the pregame show will be exactly 1 hour long, and the postgame show, which is like the bread and butter of that show, will be 1 hour long.
So in actuality, what do you think? Like 9-minute pre and 12-minute post? And Scott Van Pelt and Stephen A.
Well, with with commercials, it's
just
just
an hour with commercials.
Yeah, no, it's not like an hour of content. It's like an hour.
That's what I'm saying. There'll be commercials.
Yeah. So what? 40 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, but that's what it was on TNT.
It was?
It wasn't commercial free.
But they got to go like long segments.
Yeah, they might get to do the same. We'll see.
I need to see how it looks. But October 22nd, October 23rd, and then October 29th. Those are the first 3.
And then when?
And then
December?
No, then November 12th.
Okay.
And then after November 12th, you have to wait over a full month, December 25th on ESPN and ABC.
Because everyone knows from October until Christmas, nobody's watching the NBA, man.
Mm-mm.
There's no attention. You have the NFL. That's such a dominant player in that time, college football.
But from going from every Thursday during the NBA season.
Was it only every Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, that's only 20 shows.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 20 weeks. That's half a year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's probably the same number of shows.
I feel like it's less.
Maybe it is.
I feel like it's
maybe
less.
It is less.
I don't know why. I just feel like it's less.
That's a lot of salary for 20 shows, by the way.
Yeah, man. I'm watching.
What's going on in this game?
This guy Duran, who is their closer.
Yeah,
he's in the 7th.
Duran.
He's throwing 100 down the middle. And Pages has not been able to catch up to it yet. But bold move by Rob Thompson going to
He's closing the 7th.
Duran in the 7th. I mean, I get it. This is the close. This is the spot that you want.
Could be the difference between winning and losing. Yeah,
this could be the game right here. So you need to get your closer in because he's got to face 3 batters, and he's going to face the bottom here in Pages and the top of the order and Ohtani and Betts, which I'd be very surprised if the Dodgers do not tie this game up here at a minimum.
This is the second. Again, the Padres had the Bogart situation in the 9th inning where he was rung up on a pitch that was a ball. And then Christopher Sanchez just had a pitch that should have been strike 3 on Alex Call, called a ball. And that started this rally. Otherwise, it was 2 outs, nobody on. Now it's 1 out, runners at first and second. Phillies leading 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. So, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, these are the spots where the Dodgers consistently come through in. And we've seen Kike Hernandez. I just looked it up. He just had a single through the left side. He has 71 career postseason hits. 71 career postseason hits. That's unbelievable. 71.
It's crazy. But back to this inside the NBA. So I'm looking at the schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from the start of the season to December 25th, they only have 5 dates. So they're on only 5 times.
Okay.
Through October, November, and December. So to the point of they were on, I feel like, more than 20 times. Of course they were. Because if you look at the start of the season, they were on opening night, and then you had every Thursday following, right?
If that's how often they were on.
So then we get to January. They have 3 dates in January, the 24th, 28th, and 31st. So from November 12th to January 24th, Inside the NBA will be on 1 time.
So they got a nice little vacation then.
Yeah, a little good. They're good. Got a vacation.
2.5 months.
Yeah.
10 weeks, one show.
Yeah. Then, man, they're working a lot in February. They're grinding in
Is the All-Star
February.
game or no?
They got the 7th, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, which is All-Star weekend, I think. And then February 27th, February 28th. So they're working a good amount in February.
5 days.
Bases loaded.
It's going to be tough.
How do they? Oh, they walked Ohtani.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then we get to March. You got 4 dates in March. Sorry, 5 dates in March. And then they wrap up their season on April 12th. Like what?
Well, no, they don't, because then there's the postseason.
Regular season, they wrap up on the 12th.
Well, that's because the regular season ends.
Well, did it say that they're going to be doing all postseason games?
Let me answer that. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't bring over inside the NBA like, hey, we just had you November 22nd. But when we have the Warriors-Lakers first round game, we'll go to Bob Myers
and Kendrick Perkins
and whatever her name is that hosts the show.
This is very fascinating what's going on right
Malika Andrews.
Malika Andrews. She's actually not that bad. But Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins,
the show's blocked.
Bob Myers are god awful.
All right, here's what's fascinating. So the Dodgers have loaded the bases, trailing 1-0 in the 7th with 2 outs for Mookie.
Yeah,
that's fascinating.
Right, they walked Ohtani
to get the bets, which I get.
Now we're in a 3-1 count here, boys.
Also, what I didn't like a second ago, although it doesn't matter, is there was a ground ball to Harper, and he had an out at second, but he touched first.
He was
if it mattered.
He's afraid to throw over to second.
If he throws to second, that would have cut down the potential go-ahead run.
Oh boy,
3-1 pitch here to
Here
Betts.
we go.
It's a big pitch.
Game over. Dude, stay in. Dang it.
All right. We should just keep it here forever.
Just want to just do it. This little
let's just go live.
Little reaction to
Dodgers Phillies. Yeah,
a crucial moment in the series.
It is.
Well, I'll say this. From the Phillies' perspective, guys, score some runs, guys. Come on.
Well, I have.
I scored a run. Ooh,
wow.
Walked
We're tied at 1.
Unbelievable.
All right, Darn Trip, NBC 7 will join us next. This is John and Jim. Hey guys, it is John and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place, and now open the hotel and spas we've been telling you about at Jamul. It's the next level of luxury. It's arrived. Treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23, from their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to the luxurious VIP endless dining experience each evening. Indulgent chef-curated specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
All right, again, not only the hotel open, also the spa at Jamul. It's now open, unwind in style. Experience pure relaxation with indulgent treatments, serene spaces, and a retreat designed to refresh your body and mind. Only at Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place.
All right, this update is brought to you by Lowe's. Postseason baseball right now. Dodgers have just tied it up with the Phillies as we are tied 1-1 heading to the top of the 8th inning there. Dodgers, of course, have a 2-1 series lead. Brewers and Cubs, first pitch 6:08 at Wrigley Field. Cubs looking to extend that series and force a Game 5. NFL, Thursday Night Football right now. Eagles, Giants. Giants have just taken a 7-3 lead over the Eagles. Not a great moment. They're a great time for Philly sports fans. And tonight at 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis right here on San Diego Sports 760. Lowe's knows Sunday hit different when you earn them. So we're helping you with deals on top brands like Scott's, Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's official partner of the NFL.
All right, so Darnay Trip, NBC7, friend of the show. We had Greg Camarillo on earlier, and of course they worked together football night in San Diego. But we have a twofold question for you, Darnay. You're a diehard Eagles fan, right? And if the answer is yes, then why did you choose to come on with us at 5:30? I gave you 4 times.
You text me when I'm in like dad mode. I'm chasing around 2 twins. I had our On Fire podcast at 3. I had an interview at 4. At some point,
what job are you interviewing?
At 6 o'clock. What's that?
What job are you interviewing for?
Is it mine? Because you can have it.
An interview for a story.
Gotcha.
So there was a lot going on. So I was like, 5:30 seems like the safest time, and I wasn't quite yet in sports viewing mode. Dodgers, Phillies, Eagles, Giants. There's a lot going on. Still need to put together my sportscast for the 6 o'clock newscast. So you can find out how that went tonight at around 6:50 on NBC7.
So what you're saying is you, at this moment in time, don't regret coming on with us?
Oh, believe me, I had just put the Eagles game on my phone on Prime Video, and I had the volume up, and all of a sudden I didn't hear the volume on, and I had to put your number down as John and Jim because in the past we all get so many phone calls from people we don't know. Or we just ignore them because we get so many phone calls these days from random numbers. And I made that mistake one time and ignored 5 of your phone calls. So I put down that number as John and Jim. So all of a sudden I'm not hearing Al Michaels anymore. And I see John and Jim on my phone. I'm like, oh, why did I agree to this?
It's fine. The Eagles will be fine. They're not going to lose to the Giants.
It's fine. For sure. I don't know.
All right, Darnay, let's get to the there's a lot to actually get to. I want to start with the Padres. We see that AJ Preller's already making moves for 2026. We read what's being written. Like Kevin Acee is saying it's almost a certainty that AJ Preller will return for 2026. Maybe they're going to work on an extension at some point in October. Are you working under that assumption as well, that the Padres front office will be led by AJ Preller heading into 2026?
I am under the impression that we will be hearing from AJ Preller at some point. I think they like to talk things over in-house a little bit before they then talk to us. And so I am under the impression, my guess would be sometime next week we will hear from AJ Preller. Last year it took 10 days, and I did this out of curiosity. I went and looked. It was 10 days after the loss to the Dodgers that we heard from AJ Preller. And so I would assume at some point, probably next week, we'll get a chance to hear from him. I'm sure the extension part of it will be a question if that isn't already settled. And then obviously what he wants to accomplish as far as the roster is concerned and what his perspective was on a season that had a bit of an unceremonious ending.
Did you have any takeaway from John Seidler's letter to the fans, or do you feel like it was pretty basic, par of the course?
Yeah, I mean, pretty similar if you really wanted to read into it. And I don't think that there's anything to read into it. Peter Seidler, when they went through that nightmare of a season in 2023, and he said, our leadership has my full support or full confidence. I forget exactly how he worded it. Whereas, John Seidler didn't necessarily offer that part of it up, just that, the wild card exposed some weaknesses, thorough review, but that's kind of what we've heard in the past. And so I wouldn't take too much from it. I would love to hear from John Seidler. I'm very curious who John Seidler is and what he's like. And I would love to know what he thinks about the team and his outlook on the organization. And I'm sure all the gathered reporters around San Diego would have lots of really compelling questions for him to answer. So my big takeaway is, will we have an opportunity to actually ask John Seidler some of these questions? Now, it's not like Peter Seidler was talking at the end of every season. In fact, when we heard from Peter Seidler, it was often because there was some big news, or Ron Fowler after 2019, when things aren't going great. But I would like to hear a little bit more from the chairperson, the chairman of the organization. I think we're all very curious, what he has to say and just kind of his perspective in the organization and what their vision is moving forward.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I completely agree, but it does seem unlikely, but completely agree. Darnay Tripp, NBC7 is with us. Do you feel like, the expectation now is to get into the postseason? So are we all just sitting around and waiting again in 2026 for the playoffs to start when you consider how 2024 and 2025 ended, which is very similarly? Couldn't score against the Dodgers in 2024, the last two games. Couldn't score by and large at Wrigley Field, just 5 runs in the 3 games, and they were close to getting shut out in game 3. As in, are we waiting just for next postseason? And do we have confidence that they, quote unquote, get it right in 2026?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going to read anything into what Seidler said, it's that, he acknowledged that there were some weak spots in the organization. And, Kevin Acee did a good job kind of diving into what those might be. Obviously, there's the clear issue with the lack of slug and the lack of power. And then, maybe kind of from a leadership standpoint, what does that look like going forward? I think the good news is you just do the mental exercise of who's coming back. And really the big question mark in terms of the lineup is first base. And you figure they'll have some money if Cease, with Cease becoming a free agent, Suarez and King, I would guess, probably testing the market, the Hosmer money coming off the books. And so I would think that there's money and opportunity there. Clearly they need power and they need slug. And so that would be 1A for me. And you're right. I mean, it's something they need. I think, as far as the last 2 seasons, how they ended, I think 2024, nobody could have ever, if you watch this team, nobody would have ever thought they'd go 24 innings without scoring a run. It's completely unthinkable.
Right.
This year, the end of the season was incredibly predictable because they were bad against playoff teams on the road all year and could not score consistently against those teams. And guess what they did at Wrigley? And so I think that's where that's frustrating. Winners find solutions, right? They had all year. They did not find a solution.
No, they did not. With, how the season ended and how bad the offense was this year. It was bad. There's no way around it. I mean, second to last in baseball in home runs. From where they were last year to where they were this year, it was just for the amount of money that they put into this lineup, it was basically unacceptable. And with that being said, if Preller is going to return, which by all accounts it looks like he is, Mike Shildt, he ain't going anywhere. You can't fire the players. Do they make a change, you think, with some people on this coaching staff, a la Victor Rodriguez?
I don't know. And I say everything I just said. And if Ramon Laureano is healthy, they probably win that series.
Right.
So it's
true.
That's the tough part. Now, even without Ramon Laureano, they should have been good enough. They didn't have him for most of the season. They should have been good enough to win that series. I always struggle with kind of the coaching thing. You talk to any of us around this time last year or last summer, and we're like, okay, the Padres found the hitting version of Ruben Niebla. And now all of a sudden, Victor Rodriguez is no good.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not smart enough to really know the answer to that question. How much of it is personnel? How much of it is approach? I think there's a lot of conversations about hey, how come they're not elevating the baseball, pull side? There's that sort of thing. Is that playing into an approach? Because that seemed to be kind of one of the common threads amongst the guys. And that was something we saw a little bit more of from Xander and from Tatis and Manny and Merrill as the season went on. And so maybe there's hope there. But I don't know. And I guess I just don't know what impact that would necessarily have. And I think that just kind of goes to the larger conversation about managers in baseball, coaching in baseball in general. Sure, it can have an impact. Certainly we praise Ruben Niebla like crazy. Mike Shildt pressed all the right buttons last year. wasn't so on the money this year. But Tatis Arraez Machado went 0 for 11 and 2 losses. And Jake Cronenworth went 0 for 11 for the series. That's probably where this whole thing went south.
We spent some time, Darnay Tripp, NBC7 is with us. We spent some time today, I forget what we were reading into, maybe Kevin's article, talking about, what comes next for Preller and the organization. And we went down this path that we've gone down before, which is like, could they potentially hire a general manager?
I'll read it. It says that, however, those people in the organization have cautioned that the parties still have to discuss the terms and parameters of an extension for AJ Preller. And importantly, what is expected in terms of day-to-day operations going forward.
So, like, I looked it up at ChatGPT, and I don't know 15 of the 30 teams have a president of baseball operations and a GM. Let's say it might be more than that. 15 to 20 have a VP and a GM. Is that necessary? We've entertained this conversation before. Does that have any value or not from a Padres perspective?
I don't know, because when you take inventory of the season, I mean, do you give AJ Preller a failing grade?
No. I would argue. See, Jim went down that path. I would argue, does it help Preller? Does it help them? Does it give them some type of advantage that they don't otherwise enjoy?
Maybe. I just don't see where they would have done a whole lot more. Yeah. And I'm on the spot. There might be an obvious thing that they missed on at some point, since last winter. But given the financial constraints, maybe the GM would have had a connection to Roki Sasaki and it could have landed that deal. I don't know. Yeah. But I feel like the whole winter turned when they signed Nick Pivetta, and then he was awesome. And there just wasn't a whole lot more they could do outside of, maybe you could say the guys that they signed, Gurriel, Hayward, Connor Joe, Martin Maldonado, that didn't work out, So maybe that could have been better. But given what he pulled off at the deadline, I just, when I think of, what went wrong with this team this season, you could go really far into the weeds and said, hey, if they weren't paying Xander Bogaerts $25 million, but I think we've mentioned that ad nauseum, we know that kind of is what it is. Preller isn't kind of too close to the top of the list for me as far as how 2025 played out.
Yeah, because after 2021, we were talking about it, right? Mm-hmm. But then AJ Preller went on to have some really successful years. I know 2023 was an epic failure, but they've had 4 straight winning seasons. Think about that. Even though they failed in 2023, they went 82-80. So they've had
such a backdoor winning season. That was not a winning season. I don't care what the record says. That was not a winning season.
Agreed.
They did not have a winning record. They did not win 82 games. I don't care what the record says. That wasn't a winning season.
Technically, for my argument, Darnay, that's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to it. All right.
I know what the record says. I know what the facts say. We watched it. It wasn't a winning season.
I know it was really bad. But now I do like the fact that what was said in Kevin's article today and in the letter by John Seidler is it seems like, just making the postseason now isn't good enough, which I appreciate. And I think fans should appreciate, because setting the bar at the highest standard possible until you reach it is what you want your favorite team to do. You don't want them to be just celebrate that we've just made the postseason. No, this needs to turn into a World Series. I don't know. I found that very refreshing, and I hope Padres fans look at that in the same light.
Well, and the other thing too is this is really their first postseason letdown. In terms of what they accomplished beyond reasonable expectations, just even if you to dumb it down to seeding, and they were on the road, they were the lower seed against the Cubs, but 2020, they win the wild card, they face the Dodgers. The Dodgers won the World Series, whether you think it's a legit World Series or not. 2022 obviously exceeded expectations. 2024, they host and they go toe to toe with the Dodgers. They should have beaten them, but they were the road team in that series. I think most people from the outside probably expected the Dodgers to win, although the Padres were really, really good at that juncture. But this one feels it's always upsetting and sad and a bummer when you lose. But I felt like this was the first let down. they didn't win a series, and they never looked all that good at any point in those 3 games. And so you're right. I think that was John Seidler could have very easily said, "Hey, great season. Thanks to the fans. Back in the postseason, we look forward to more," and could have left it at that. But there was seemingly some urgency.
Don't say that.
That's why we hate the media.
to improve and to continue to take steps. And so, Jim, I think you're spot on there.
Darnay, we appreciate you doing it while the Eagles are getting slaughtered by the Giants in New York tonight.
What's the score now?
13-3.
Yeah, the Eagles are driving though.
13-3. Can you? I mean, it's like the largest Giants lead over the Eagles since like the 80s.
Didn't Jackson Dart score like 5 minutes ago? What did I miss?
I think he scored again. I think they're just scoring constantly.
He
season's over.
He threw a touchdown pass to Wan'Dale Robinson.
But hold on, Eagles have first and goal.
They do.
The Eagles have first and goal.
So
maybe the season isn't over yet.
Everything's saved.
Well, around this time last year, if you'd given me some truth serum, I would have said fire Nick Sirianni and hire Bill Belichick. So there's time.
Yeah, just kidding. It all worked out. All right, Darnay, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for doing it.
See you guys.
All right, Darnay Tripp, NBC7. Jim's back page next. Oh, final segment. Man, where's the time go? John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760. Dodgers look to walk off at Dodger Stadium and head to the NLCS. They head to the bottom of the 9th inning, tied at 1.
So Roki Sasaki has turned into the greatest pitcher of all time, right?
They could have used him, is the point. They being the Padres. Believe me.
This guy has been unhittable since the Padres, since the Dodgers put him in the bullpen.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right.
He's throwing 100 with some like crazy splitter.
Some filthy splitter that's unhittable.
Like, excuse me?
Crazy movement.
He was throwing like 93 at the start of the season.
Yeah, like 3 months ago. Now he's just shoving.
Why? Maybe Roki was right to pick the Dodgers for turning him into what he is now. Do they make him a closer instead of a starting pitcher?
Man, that'll be interesting.
No, they won't do that. But would they? I mean, he's their closer in the postseason.
Oh yeah, I think at this point that is definitely clear.
It's crazy.
He's shored up their bullpen. Their bullpen was a disaster. In September.
Yeah, Tanner Scott.
Yeah,
atrocious.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Ridiculous. Blake Trinan, you're a joke.
Roki
comes save
changed
us.
everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's get to this.
I still don't get the open of the segment.
No one does. It's 5 years old. No one gets it.
Okay. Starbucks, John, is set to release their winter holiday menu on November 6th. Now, the question is, too early or right time?
I mean, it feels early. But we also live in San Diego. Like November 6th in Milwaukee, it's a little chilly.
It's too early.
November 6th in New York, it's a little chilly.
We're still in fall mode.
Yeah.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Yes.
It's not even Halloween yet.
November 6th
November
is?
6th is past Halloween.
They're saying this is unveiled November 6th.
Okay. I thought you said they did.
I don't have a huge problem. I mean, when would you like to see it? November 15th?
I need like once Black Friday hits, boom, holiday season.
It's just not that many days between Black Friday and Christmas.
So you can extend it.
I gotta maximize sales.
You can do
January.
You can do Black Friday to like January 26th or something.
Are people drinking Starbucks at the same clip in January?
100%.
Some people are at the mall in December. They're buying Starbucks.
There's no time of the year where there's like less Starbucks that's being drank.
Okay.
Some of the items on the menu are a peppermint mocha, a caramel brulee latte, iced sugar cookie latte, and an iced gingerbread chai.
That sounds amazing.
I want all of it.
I like chai.
Along with later season favorites, such as the chestnut praline latte,
Yeah.
the eggnog latte.
Bring it all on.
The food menu is also getting a festive flair with snowman cookies, cranberry bliss bars, and new treats like the polar bear cake pop and this cinnamon pull apart bread.
Yeah, year-round menu. Put it on the year-round.
I need it year-round.
Yep, year-round.
Every day.
That sounds so good.
What would you choose?
I want the chai that you told me about. That sounded amazing.
The
With gingerbread,
the iced gingerbread chai,
and I want the sweets that you were telling me about.
I think I would go. Either caramel brulee latte or chestnut praline latte. Those would be my top.
It sounds really good,
and they have to be iced.
All of them.
All of them have to be iced because if they're not, that's a problem. Moving along here.
Yeah.
We all remember Lil Penny, right?
Yeah, of course.
Lil Penny
serious?
was like the thing in the 90s.
Huge.
It's just rock.
We have one.
What?
Kristen has one. How much is it worth?
Are you serious?
Kristen has Lil Penny.
Are you freaking serious right now?
Dead serious.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah, I'm dead
like
serious.
the actual puppet.
Yeah, the plastic figure.
Yeah, I remember they still.
Yeah, I got one.
You
Kristen
have
was obsessed.
You have this actual figure.
Yeah, we got a better one than that.
Are you serious right now?
I'll ask Kristen right now. We
I
have
have the
Little Penny
shoes.
still, right? We have Little Penny still, right? Why? How much is it worth?
This Little Penny puppet went up for auction, and it's already right now blown past $30,000.
So if I have a Little Penny,
Yeah.
I have Little Penny.
Yeah.
We have one.
Well, you need to sell that thing, John. Like
Now?
tomorrow, like yesterday.
Yeah, I have a photo.
Right
Yeah.
now, as of Thursday,
I'm listening.
the
It's not
puppet
wrong.
stands at $31,750 at an auction.
Jim says there's an auction for one for $31K. She said, yeah, why?
There's still 16 days remaining in this auction, but it has already gone past $30,000, which people were speculating that would be like the top mark for
Wait,
this
you're
thing.
telling me nobody's got the Little Penny thing? Like is that rare?
It might be the puppet they used in the actual commercial.
Oh, come on, dude.
The little puppy production puppet that was used to film several advertising spots.
Oh, dude. Don't get me all excited like that.
Sorry.
By the way, I think Roki pitches the 10th inning, which would be his 3rd inning.
Yeah, this is a production puppet, which was the miniature version of Penny Hardaway and the centerpiece around Nike's ad campaign in the 1990s.
I would say it's from the commercial Jim ruined our lives.
I'm sorry. Did I ruin everything?
Yeah.
Finally, a LeBron fan is suing LeBron for $865 in a small claims court.
Oh yeah.
Because after LeBron teased he was going to retire, this fan bought 2 tickets to the Lakers Cavs finale of this regular season, and those tickets have dramatically gone down because LeBron clowned everybody, and now he's getting sued by a fan.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Your
sorry,
fault.
bud. That's on you.
That's on you.
That's on you. Just read the internet. Everyone knew it wasn't real. All right. If you missed anything today, sportssd.com, iHeartRadio app, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spotify. Back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Sean Lewis Show on the other side. For Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here. This is San Diego Sports 760.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.